All right, so how's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Tyranny of Dragons here on Forgebreaker. Got a bit of news. Starting tomorrow, we're going to start showing the campaign Brewing Storm. Our DM, Havoc, is currently playing in that campaign. Going to hand over the reins of streaming to him, and he's going to be covering that every Tuesday, same time as usual, 7:30 Eastern until 11 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So feel free to tune in for that. I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun for everybody. We have Empire coming up on Wednesday, so that should be a lot of fun as well. I believe our group is headed towards the Sanguine Hinterlands, so they're trying to search for their first shard of Twilight, so that's something as well. Let's see, what else do we have? Ascension coming up on Sunday, this coming Sunday. Finally getting to return after a few weeks hiatus there, so that'll be good to have back. Then we'll be back here next Monday again for Tyranny, and then on Wednesday after that, we're going to get into our Amongst the Giants campaign again. I believe we're on session 4 for that, so that'll be kind of fun as well. It's been a blast to play for everybody and even to watch. So if you haven't caught that, be sure to catch that one. And then last but not least, on the 27th, which is not this coming Sunday, but the Sunday after, we will be doing the Brotherhood one shot. So that's going to be fun as well. Havoc, thank you for the subscription too, by the way. Other than that, I think that's it. I believe you guys all set over here.
Yeah, I'm all. Yeah, I'm set.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna use a different picture for me, Havoc.
Hmm?
I thought you were using a different picture for me.
For tokens? Oh yeah, we can do that after stream because we were talking about that earlier.
Okay.
Havoc and I were talking about it because he wants me to redo tokens for everybody.
Yeah, I want fancy stuff.
He wants the fancy looking tokens. All right.
Okay. All right,
It's up to you.
Everybody here?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Scott? Zorn?
Mm-hmm. Yep. We said yes the first time everyone asked. Havoc.
I wasn't here last time, so... Or I wasn't paying attention.
Why are you gonna intentionally talk to the DM like that? Are you just asking for trouble?
I think he is.
I just got
Last time
I just got Barbarian. Can we just
I was
not
gonna
die
say,
already?
Like, haven't we been in trouble since we started playing this?
Touche.
Alright.
Alright, give me 1 second.
And it's always because of Damien's poor decision making.
Yeah, because he calls all the shots.
If any of us could get a word in edgewise about what we wanted to do, he wouldn't just be railroading us.
It's true.
Yeah, so he just overpowers all of you with that big booming voice. Alrighty, so let's recap last session. So last time on the Tyranny of Dragons, you started off the session in a large cave with lots of pools of water within it. As you began to move around and investigate it, Ignalia observed a large frog that slapped the water and croaked loudly as she came into its sight. As it did so, you all heard the ever-growing sound of splashing echoing all around the cavern. You decided to quickly get out of this cavern due to the unknown nature of these sounds. As you moved further north into the cavern, you found another small cave that seemed to be full of some kind of mist or fog. You discovered it wasn't magical in its origin. As you begin to move around the area, you heard voices coming from a tunnel to your southwest. After a few moments, the voices began to move your way, and battle commenced. It didn't take long to find out that you had found the lair of Farblex Splattergoo, the leader of the Bullywugs, and that you were now in combat with him. After some clever maneuvers from not only you, but also Farblex, laying a big old spike trap at your feet that caused a good chunk of damage to everybody. Both groups were fairly injured, but ultimately, Farblick Splattergoo was slain. You decided to explore further into the cavern, back where Splattergoo tried to flee, and you found a chest. Unfortunately, this chest was trapped and not even attempted to disarm, and the trap was set, unfortunately. As the chest was open, vases fell from the trapdoors in the ceiling and shattered all around Max and Steve, causing them to experience a hallucination of Rezmir running from the room that they were in. They were able to fight off the hallucinogen after some time and ultimately recover. You moved further into the cavern after this ordeal, where the fog had begun to kind of trail off, and you found what appeared to be a spell circle inscribed upon the ground. You proceeded to break this circle of magical power, and then just left it. You decided to head back up to the castle and see the progress of the Lizard Folk insurrection. You came back up to hearing ongoing battle all around you in the base level of this castle. After quickly speaking to one of the Lizard Folk, you discovered some unsettling news. It appears Rezmir and someone in flowing red robes they called a weird wizard had made their way down into the caves while you were down there. After some tactical discussion and some pleading from the Lizard Folk, you decided to go after the other leader directly over the castle and try to find them on behalf of the Lizard Folk. Not having clear direction as to where to go, though, you started just trying staircases, knowing that this leader was just on one of the upper floors. After checking the cook's room, upstairs quarters, only finding storage and some dried meats, things of that nature that Tara quickly procured and began munching on the entire rest of the session, you decided to try a staircase that seemed really rotted out, with the bottom of the floor just being a garbage pit and latrine for the castle. Though you tried to jump over the muck, you were attacked by a large, grotesque creature that seemed to call this lair its home. After a fierce battle with Rogar launching serious sneak attack damage, you were able to slay the creature, although it did get close to taking one of you with it. You then continued up the stairs and found a trap door blocking your way. After opening it and moving into the room, you found this room contained what appeared to be various star charts on different medium, along with 3 very old bodies lying on the floor. As Ignalia tried to take one of the star charts, an echoing voice rang out, and you were attacked by the 3 specters of these fallen individuals. After a brief encounter, you were able to slay the specters and collect the star charts, figuring maybe someone could may find them valuable. But unfortunately, still no cold later. After making your way back down to the ground floor, you were pointed to where the leader was by a lizard folk that had been harmed by him. You ventured up the stairwell you were pointed to and found a somewhat disfigured elf waiting for you on the 2nd floor. After some somewhat intelligent discourse, you ended up fighting who you came to know as Dralmarer Born Grey. Though he tried his best to escape after once again getting massively taken apart by Rogar's sneak attack damage, he was just unable to outwit and get away from you all. After bringing him back from unconsciousness very quickly, and then interrogating him right afterwards, you discovered that the circle in the cave was actually a teleportation circle, and you were given the password to it, allowing you to travel through it. You decided to let Dralmarer live, since he gave you this information. So at this point, you have taken a little time to rest, feeling the experiences that you've gone through all the way up to this point, making yourself powerful, or more powerful, I guess, than you were before, and you have all reached level 6. And if you didn't see my Discord message, you all have inspiration this session for intelligent play with Dralmarer, letting him live and such. So, I've imagined you've taken your time to rest up here. Say you took a short rest or something, doesn't matter. Getting your strength back, and you're free to proceed from here. What do y'all want to do?
See where we're at on the map.
That is a good start.
I can't think of a much better place to start. I want to. We let him walk down the steps, right?
Last I heard, you had him melded into the wall.
No, I think we released him, and he was, we were telling him to kick rocks.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has done
I,
so. He's gone.
Yeah. I want to follow him down the stairs. I want to gauge the general reaction of letting him go with the rest of the lizard folk. They said they were nice to him. I want to see their interaction.
Okay. Let me copy all over.
Steve, you remember those tables that had loot all over them?
Is Ruckus here?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah, it's the circle lit up, even though I didn't hear anything.
What the
Oh,
I heard
There we
What?
go.
Alright,
I heard
so I have to out. New phone.
who dis?
Who dis?
Yeah, Steve, you need to make sure you get all that treasure.
So as you all make your way down the stairs, following behind a very heavily injured Dralmarer, you see... Who's all up here? You see him walking out, and you see two lizard folk were flanking the doorway as he walks out. Instead of seeing them kind of attacking him or showing any kind of malintent towards him, they kind of stand up a little straighter as he walks by, and you see one of the lizard folk actually look up towards one of its spears, and you see the tip of it. It actually isn't one of the ones that you procured and gave to these creatures. It seems to be one of the ones that they tried to make themselves. So it looks more like the end of the spear looks more like a shovel than a spearhead. Very poorly done. But this lizard folk looks very proud at it and kind of grins up at Dralmarer. And you see Dralmarer kind of looking it over and nodding his head in somewhat satisfaction before limping off, heading down towards the front gate.
I want to mention, like as a lizard folk, kind of stand with pride. It said, you treat your captors with much respect.
So as you do so, the lizard folk kind of turns around and sees you and kind of sees Borngray walking away and kind of puts two and two together that he was ultimately defeated by you all. And he kind of shrugs and says, compared to the bullywugs and that tyrant Rezmir, Borngray showed us some compassion, showed us how to... He kind of motions up to the spearhead that you see looks really crappy. Showed us how to work the metal. He always seemed to treat us as pets, if nothing else, but nonetheless, it was kinder than the others.
I'll kind of clasp the lizard folk on the shoulder and say, you're your own masters now.
That the lizard folk kind of nods its head and straightens its back and puffs its chest out a little bit as you walk on by it. As you move out into this area, you notice one thing seems to be missing from when you were down here before. The sounds of fighting seem to have just almost completely died down around you.
Well, the majority of the fighting was out front, so I'm going, still keeping sword and shield at the ready. Start making my way towards the front of the castle. Oh, can't see anything. Oh, there we are.
Are we gonna arrange for a way to get all of our loot back? Or are we going to leave it here for now? Come back for
Let's
it later.
The time of let's make sure the combat is finished. Make sure the castle is secure, and then we can go about divvying up the spoils. Good. We let's make sure that the fight is actually over. It'd be a foolish assumption to make. I'm kind of, as I'm saying that, I imagine I'm kind of looking down at my scrapes and cuts and dents and dings from all the fighting that we've been doing. Just like let's just wrap this up.
As you're moving out and around,
Oh, we have to go this way.
yeah, you can't go to the left, you got to go to the right.
I'll
as
go
you're
to
moving
the wall.
around,
Stone Skull. You got the big key.
punch it through. As you're moving around, you don't see any bullywugs. You see the kind of masters of these giant lizards, these lizard folk, standing at ready, obviously watching this back corridor to see if anything comes down or around. But as you move around, you don't hear the incessant croaking that you couldn't really understand coming from those creatures that was very present whenever the battle was ongoing before.
Oh man.
Where are we headed?
Oh man.
The
The way we
catch
came in.
up.
You guys wanna catch up to this?
Yeah, I'm behind you.
As you're all moving forward, you hear almost what sounds like a dull roar, and as you move around the corner heading down this passageway towards the front gate, you were able to tell that the dull roar is actually waves of cheering going up, and you see just glorious amounts of lizard folk, most of which scarred and bloodied from an obvious great amount of battle they just went through. But you see that their victims, the ones they were fighting, are very much dead in front of them, and they're celebrating over their bodies.
Enslave this sucker. I want to see if I can find Snapjaw in and amongst the crowd.
Me too. I'm real bad at these searching games.
You should use different tokens for leaders.
As I come out and say, men, where's Snapjaw? Pointing around. Surely trying to build up his character here, give him some street cred.
As you all look around, you see them all searching for Snapjaw. Haven't seemed to find him yet.
Wait, all of them? One of them is not going to be searching for Snapjaw.
Where the fuck is he? I could have swore I put him in a prominent spot so I'd remember, but
As they start searching around, Stone Skull pipes up and says, "A keg of ale for the first person that finds him."
I'm thirsty. I want a keg of ale.
Oh,
The hell are you? I've lost him,
this
folks.
one,
Lizard folk.
this
Lizard
one.
folk, lizard folk. I named one of you fuckers Snapjaw.
What about this one?
Didn't you put an icon on him so you would remember?
That would have been smart. I'm not a smart man.
But I know what love is.
No, I just renamed him, and then I didn't think that all the names would just flounder upon each other.
Snapjaw's the only lizard folk who didn't make it through the battle.
He's about to be dead because I can't find him. Holy shit.
I'm pretty sure you left him up here.
Yeah, last we saw him,
Oh,
he was
well.
up in that area.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, we followed him. Yeah, we followed him over here to this area, over by the frog
So as
people's
you're all-
thing.
Oh, that's your stupid tech stuff. As you're all looking around trying to find Snapjaw, find the glorious impromptu leader of this rebellion, you all hear the slapping of footfalls coming up behind you. And you see, although a bit bloody now, but raising a spear and kind of making his way down, you see on the end of his spear, instead of just being the blade, you see the head of Farblack's Splattergoo rested upon it. Seems like he mounted it. You see Snapjaw running up behind you. And as he runs up behind you, you see he's obviously just completely out of breath. He bends over and kind of rests on his spear, gathering himself and getting his breath back.
Yeah, I see him gathering his breath, kind of move up to him and, kind of come down to his level. Said, "Are you all right?"
With that, yes, I actually went looking for you, and I discovered you had defeated Borngray, and kind of motions over to the head resting upon his pike here. He says, "And you are the ultimate ones that took out this enemy here." And he kind of raises it, and as he raises it in the air, you see and hear all the lizard folk behind you cheering at the sight. Yeah, okay. You see him kind of gathering himself and standing back up, and he says, "I came to tell you that the battle is won. We have driven them off. Any one of these scum bullywugs that hasn't been slain upon our spears has fled into the swamp."
With a smile. Well, then, I believe it's a time for celebration, is it not?
With that, you kind of see him smiling once again. He says, "Yes, my friends, very much so." Kind of, as you see that, as he says so, you actually start to see some of the lizard folk heading out of the castle. Actually, it appears that they're heading out to their tents and such.
Is there more work to be done here yet?
And with that, he kind of shakes his head. He says, "I'm not too sure on that one, my friend. The bullywugs have been driven off. I don't see any of the dragon worshippers as I was moving through the corridors." But he kind of turns his head to the side, looking a little bit bashful. He says, "I did not search the entirety of this castle. There is just too many dangerous places that were sealed off for good reason that I dare not venture into."
So, one problem at a time then. What do you or your kin know about the circle, the magic circle in the basement, or in the dungeons beneath the castle?
Give me an investigation check.
Hold on a second. Investigation. Huh? Not very good at this. I'm not terrible either.
So as you ask that, Snapjaw looks a bit confused, but he wanders in amongst the group here. You are Snapjaw. You have an icon now. You see him discussing with a few of the other lizard folk, and it seems you can overhear the chatter in Draconic, those of you that understand it, of him asking about some kind of circle down in the lower area. Most of them don't seem to know what exactly it is. And with that, Snapjaw turns back towards you, Max, and he kind of shrugs. He says, "We're not too sure. The bullywugs did not let my kind down into the reaches of the caves. That seemed to be their place to guard and to worship within."
I kind of nod as he's speaking, and says, "I understand. It seems, after speaking with Draumer, that the cultist had figured out a way to magically transport themselves in and out of this castle through the reaches down below. Tell me, when your people moved the treasures that were being brought in here, were they sent down to the basement?"
With that, he once again turns around and begins to converse with the lizard folk behind him. As he turns back around after gathering some more information, he says, "We would bring the goods to the castle and to the hall, the quarters where the dragon worshippers would take it from there. They would resort it and put it into boxes and sacks and all manner of containers. He kind of points off to this lizard folk here. And he says, this one has seen them taking these boxes down into the caves, though what happens after they do so is unknown to us.
Dad said, if you could spare some men, we need to determine whether or not those riches, those stolen riches, are still here, or if the cultists have managed to abscond with them to a further destination.
With that, he kind of looks around and shrugs. He says, if you require help, we will be happy to assist you with searching the caves. As long as it's not too dangerous, you see.
With that, we kind of look to the rest of the group and say, we need a momentary break from combat, but we do need to secure the safety of this castle, as well as determine the location the whereabouts of the stolen goods.
I want more
we could definitely use the assistance of some of your men, but we'll start out on a new expedition in the morning.
There we go. That's better.
With that, Snapjaw kind of nods. He says, very well. He turns around once again to the 4 or 5 or so behind him and says, these men will help you when you need them. Just try not to throw them into anywhere too dangerous. They have families, you know.
So we will not, we won't lose any of them. But the more that we can bolster our numbers, the more that we can ensure that we too come back from the depths.
That Snapjaw nods once again, kind of gives you a makeshift salute, raising a spear up to you, and then turns around. And you all see the groups of lizard folk have just kind of vacated this area, moving off outside. You hear joyous kind of cacophony of laughter and some kind of strange music that's more so very rhythmic, beating on drums and things like that. You see a few fires and smell some smoke being lit. It seems like the festivities are on their way outside.
As I see, everything starting to, take, unfold in a joyous manner, kind of just let a big grin cross my face and look up the Stone Skull in particular. Said, I think I speak for all of us when I say that you could probably use a drink.
When have I never taken a drink from anyone? I say now is as good a time as any.
There's work to be done for sure, but let's take the evening and do as do as much relaxing as we can. I have a feeling that we're going to venture forward into parts unknown, and times like these might not present themselves for some time.
Tara's gonna kind of speak up. We also need to find a way to get word to the Harpers, and she's gonna turn to Ignali and your group as well.
Well, we're a bit remote on this Castle Island for now. We have to also activate and use the portal at some point. We might have to send word back via the lizard folk.
I'm going to turn to Snapjaw and ask him, is that something, do you think you have a man that could handle that?
You're asking him if he can...
Yeah, if he has someone who can get a message over to our people in the Harpers.
With that, he kind of thinks for a moment. He says, there may be a way I can accomplish this. The dragon lovers will expect more lizard folk to be returning to the roadhouse to gather more goods. I could send one of my men with a message that maybe we could send off to, and he kind of looks at you all for an answer of where and who he needs to send these letters to.
I don't remember his name.
1 second. Let me put one at a time.
I should make a people section of my notes.
There are 2 people to speak with, but the one that I would suggest tracking down is Carlon Amafel. If you, look at you. Do you and your people have the ability to read?
They kind of look back and forth amongst each other, and you see Snapjaw kind of slowly shaking his head back and forth that he does not.
He doesn't need to read to deliver the message. It's better that he can't read.
Well, he's got to know how to track people down. I did not write down the name of the inn we were staying at. That is unfortunate.
Which one?
Which one?
The city. Not the city. We weren't in Neverwinter.
You were in Baldur's Gate, then you went north from there, ending up in Sword Coast map. Let's see.
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. I was like, I can't remember what the name of the city is. As soon as you said it, oh, yeah, duh.
You went through there. You went to Daggerford and then proceeded on to Waterdeep from there.
Waterdeep. Kept thinking Elminster, but I can remember. Said your people. The inn that we were staying in Waterdeep.
That was the Lair of Pleasant Souls.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Let me write that down. Tell Snapjaw. In Waterdeep, there's an inn called the Lair of Pleasant Souls. Once there, write down. I'll leave a message in writing. Deliver it to the innkeeper, and he will make sure that it's delivered. I'll take 5 gold pieces and leave it in a pouch with the letter. And give that to the bartender. Make sure that the letter gets delivered.
With that, Snapjaw nods. Says we should be able to accommodate this. I'll find a way to make it work. I'm not sure how quite yet, though.
I'm actually going to pull out 5 gold pieces as well and hand it over to Snapjaw. This is for your man. If he has any trouble along the way, sometimes some gold can be used to grease fingers. And you're not slaves anymore. You should be compensated for work.
Yeah, I'll nod in agreement. As Terra is saying that. Also, we do need to relay it is important that this message get delivered. This castle itself may be in danger if the cultists learn of you overthrowing this, or us working together to overthrow this castle. Our allies will be able to send reinforcements for help. So you're not guarding this place alone.
With that, Snapjaw nods, taking the money and everything. I imagine y'all haven't quite written out the letter quite yet. So he says after, he kind of motions, begins walking towards the front gate. He says, after we have celebrated, we'll worry about these finer details, but we will get it taken care of for you. If nothing else, as repayment for what you've done for my people.
I'll clasp him on the shoulder again and say, go, join the festivities. Enjoy it. You've earned it, all of you. We'll join you shortly.
With that, he nods and turns back around, leading the group that he's with out into the swamp surrounding this castle, and they vanish out of sight.
No, to the group as he's walking away, I'll turn and say, we'll get to work drafting this letter. Not only should we ask for reinforcements, but I want to give a briefing of what we found in the magic, with the magic circle downstairs. I don't know how much time that we have, if they can come back this way or not. I would imagine that they can, so we need to be on guard. But we also need to prepare for, kind of look around to everybody in. I believe that there's a good chance that going through that teleporter is a one-way ticket. And I believe that's where our next step lies.
I would agree. We should also make that part of the message, letting them know that we're following them through.
Absolutely.
As you're all discussing this, everybody give me perception checks.
Was it...
Okay.
With
Yes,
advantage.
sound.
Doesn't matter.
Max and Steve, yeah, all of you. Yeah, you're all above 10. As you're all standing there discussing plans and such, finally feeling a bit of a respite going over the castle and what you've been through up to this point, you all can't help but to hear the drums and music have stopped. And you don't hear any of the tides of celebration outside.
I imagine, we all kind of noticed at the same time. I mentioned the drums. With that, start to turn at a, light pace, start jogging, to the front door.
And following behind, Stone Skull mutters under his breath, "I swear if I don't get my L, somebody's going to pay."
As everybody walks outside, everybody give me wisdom saving throws.
Oh.
Mm.
Hmm.
All right.
So everybody except Ignalia and Stone Skull feel this presence, and even you two feel it too, but the others feel it much more strongly. You feel just dread. Absolute dread, knowing that you are nothing, you are meaningless before what is in front of you. And as you're looking out, trying to figure out what the source of this is, you see a massive black dragon has landed and is being surrounded by all the lizard folk to your northwest.
Being surrounded.
Does this dragon look familiar to the one that I saw attacking my village?
No.
Okay.
As you're all moving up and seeing it, you're seeing that the lizard folk are all moving towards it, and as they get closer, they're dropping to their knees and bowing before it.
As I imagine shuddering and almost dropping to one knee, just mumble under my breath, "The Forgmentor."
And as you utter this name, you all feel this mental presence as this dragon turns its colossal head towards the front gate. And you all hear a voice ringing through with just absolute power that says, "You who have come into my mirror, come forth or be destroyed."
I imagine, standing up I'm just dragging my feet, through the ground, slowly, making my way forward.
Without hesitation, Stone Skull walks kind of confidently towards him, not saying anything, just watching.
I'm gonna
moving in Stone Skull's shadow.
Yeah, I'm gonna put an arm on Tara and help her walk forward.
As you all, even Stone Skull, as you walk forward, you see that your bodies have involuntarily begun to shake in the presence of this creature. While you may hold a sense of confidence within your mind, you know that you are staring your literal death in the face right now.
Death incarnate.
And as you all approach, you see the lizard folk not even paying attention to you. They are all bowing up and down, prostrated in front of this creature. And this black dragon, who you clearly know to be Varagomanthar, turns its head and kind of lowers its body in a somewhat relaxed stance and looks over you all. It kind of stops its gaze very briefly upon Max and Rogar. And once again, you hear this very bestial, very deep and guttural sound and voice radiating through your minds. And it says, "Are you the ones who have freed this castle from those who oppressed it?"
Yeah, almost like groveling. Like, Lord of the Swamp, that is true.
With that, you see a somewhat amused expression crossing his face as he looks over you all. It says, "Such trivial creatures, all of you are. But you have done me a service to get rid of that creature." And his mouth kind of twists up as he says that in your minds. You all get a very quick and fleeting mental image that almost hurts. A picture of Rezmir. But you notice Rezmir doesn't hold the face that you expected and saw back in the cultist camp so long ago. You see that she was wearing some kind of mask, black as the night across her face. Clearly how Varagomanthar saw her last. He says, as he's looking you over, says, "I will not reward someone who is not serving me. But I suppose letting you live may be reward enough, yes?"
Tara nods quickly.
I just, with a curt nod, again, I kind of do the same, prostrating myself, but just down to a knee.
With that, you see Varagomanthar lowering his head once again, studying you all as he looks back and forth, obviously taking a moment to think. And then you see his mouth open and he begins to speak out loud in Draconic. "Though you do not serve me," and addressing you, not the lizard folk. The lizard folk all seem to be servants one way or another of this creature.
Yeah.
He says, "I will allow these trespassers upon the mere to leave. But," and you see his mouth begin to open and it's large. I mean, these fangs are as big as your body, just glistening off of him. Some of the spit and spittle dripping out of his mouth hits the ground and begins to burn holes into the swampland underneath him. He says, "But if you return without my consent, know it will be the last mistake you ever make."
Should, with the head down, should we require entrance back into your domain? How should we seek you out?
With that, you hear him kind of, or see him rather smiling, and you hear a very low guttural chuckle. He says, "You see," he motions around with his head, swinging it back and forth, obviously pointing out to the lizard folk around you. "I have many servants, and I see all that happens in my domain. Seek them out. Seek an audience with me if you so require. But know, I am not a forgiving one, and if you waste my time, you will regret it."
It's again, even with my head bowed, I almost bow it a little bit further, like in acquiescence. But stay in that position.
So as you all do that, you see his notice upon you is just completely ended. It almost seems like he's forgotten you exist at this point as he rises up, standing at his full towering height. And he looks around once again. And once again in Draconic, he bellows out, "My servants, the mirror has been returned to me as it should have been from the beginning. If these worshippers, if these people who want to bring the queen back return, let me know, and I will deal with them myself." And as he says that, you see all of the lizard folk almost simultaneously bowing their heads, digging their foreheads into the ground in prostration. And then Bregmanthar vanishes. The presence that was surrounding you and just pushing you into submission almost as quickly as it started when you entered out into the area vanishes.
As this happens, I'm gonna look over at Max and out of almost the corner of my eye and say, "And you bow to this individual?"
As my head, starts to clear, coming back, I almost kind of stare down at myself, looking at my hands. So I felt the need. Did you not feel the same dread? The same worthlessness?
And as he says this, Stone Skull kind of shakes his head a little bit, his eyes squinting a bit, and says, "I don't feel such things from dragons."
Stone Skull, give me a perception check as you're saying this. So you clearly see as you're uttering these words and feeling obviously nothing for contempt for any of these dragons, especially black ones. You do look down at your hands and see as your hands are shaking ever so slightly, and you feel beads of sweat dripping off of your forehead. You're able to tell through your years of fighting and such that this is your body reacting to something you haven't felt in a very long time, which is fear.
And kind of with that information, kind of wipe the sweat from my brow and clench my fist a little bit and look over at Max and say, "This isn't something we're going to deal with in the future, is it?"
No. But this is different. We have to know which battles that we can win. And that is not one that we should enter into lightly.
And kind of look back. I'm assuming Steve. Who else was kneeling? Was it Steve and Tara?
No.
No.
Steve was.
It was Steve. Kind of noticing that both of the Dragonborn were kneeling, kind of irritates Stone Skull just a little bit. Not enough that he kind of speaks up, but he takes a quick mental note of the situation and then kind of brushes it off for a second.
And with that, as you're all standing up, really just collecting yourselves after coming in contact with something that could almost be considered a god. You see the lizard folk have begun standing up, and though they do look a bit shaken, it looks like this isn't the first time they've run into this creature. They begin to disperse off, heading up to the southern camp, as well as moving around you. You see their heads are all kind of lowered, not really speaking to you or each other even at that point. Seem to be very sobered by this fact that coming out of the oppression and under their one true lord once again, they know the sheer power of what they do.
Yeah. I want to liven up the mood. I want to get everyone's mind, again, especially my own, off of what just happened with Vorgmanthar. So as they're kind of collecting, I want to pull out what instruments do I have? I forgot. I got a few. A lute, nice. And just grab a seat and begin to start playing an upbeat tune in an effort to get everyone kind of up and dancing.
Okay. Give me a performance check as you do so.
I'm all right at this too.
Okay. What kind of jig are you playing?
Think more like a Celtic, like a lute, like a lot of whistles. You know what I mean? I can't think of I can hear something in my head, like real high pitch, like dun, 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 something that's like upbeat. But I want to kind of move around, like trying to engage a crowd, get everybody, moving, make people forget about their woes, celebrate. It's time for celebration.
All right. So as you all sit there collecting yourselves from this encounter, you see that especially with the introduction of the music from Max as he moves around, you feel your spirits lifting. You do realize that you just assaulted a castle and came out victorious. And though you may still have some trouble within the castle that you may want to investigate, you've earned yourself a reprieve, and you've even come out unscathed from meeting with an ancient dragon. You feel uplifted a little bit, and as you all begin to move around, feel free to do a rest or whatever you would like to do during that time.
Nice. Yeah, I want to get this thing turned into a rager.
Wouldn't be hard to do. I mean, the infectious
Right.
attitude of the infectious nature of your music as you go around seems to liven everything up. As the lizard folk remember, as your music pulses through them, remember what they were doing before Vorgmanthar showed up, and you see them going back. Their drums begin to join in with your music, and they all begin to celebrate around you. Obviously, very pleased with themselves having gotten themselves out from under the Blue Oak's fingers.
Yeah.
All of this going on. Stone Skull, give me a perception check.
Okay.
So as you're contemplating the events that just happened, seeing very alarming behavior coming out from your comrades, you begin to mull this over, doing your best, finding a flagon of mead of ale rather to enjoy, sitting kind of contemplating, seeing the celebrations going on around you, and you hear some kind of voice radiating through your mind once again. This one, though, is not intrusive. It almost seems like to prod for your permission and then speaks. It says, "Well, friend, how do you feel now?"
Is this a voice that I would recognize?
Nope.
At first, not knowing what it is, kind of look around, realize that nobody's actually talking to me, and then I think about it for a second, and I kind of respond without actually saying anything, and say, "I'm not exactly sure how I feel."
With that, you hear the voice once again, kind of musing. It says, "Seeing one of those creatures again seemed to spark something within you, for you can hear my voice now, can you not?"
Which brings me to a very interesting question. Who are you exactly?
With that, you hear a kind of booming laugh. "Do you not remember how you got your sword? and you clearly feel the presence coming from the sword on your back.
Kind of chuckling a bit. Yes, of course, I remember how I got my sword. Tell me, why did you give that sword to me those many years ago?
With that, you hear kind of a quizzical response. It says, "You proved yourself worthy enough to wield me, my friend, but..." And you kind of see this mental image of someone musing and twisting his mouth. It says, "You weren't smart enough to know how to use me properly. Until today, at least."
And why today?
Because you get level 6. No.
You accumulated enough experience points.
Your XP has reached the final level.
The voice in your head, which you clearly can feel now radiating from the sword that you've had for all these years, says, "You've grown strong enough to handle me properly, though still not quite strong enough to use me as I should be used. But maybe one day, today you've given me hope that maybe, just maybe, I can return to the glory of the battlefield in my full form, at my full strength. But until that day, I'll try to aid you as best I can."
Kind of hearing this, not really sure how to take the whole conversation, somewhat confused by the situation, thinking he's talking to somebody, but he's really talking to his sword. He says, "And I assume you will talk to me again when the time is right."
Once again, you hear that chuckle. "Yes. If you prove yourself worthy, and if you can stay alive long enough, maybe one day we'll talk again. But until then, I give you this gift." And with that, the voice seems that was resonating through your mind seems to dissipate, and you feel the psychic connection that you recognize now coming from the sword completely vanishes. But as you reach back and pull the sword out, you see that there's a gleam where the edge of it had been kind of corroded from years of fighting with it and years of traveling with it, as well as the very verbose amount of fighting that you've done recently. You see that it is honed to an edge now and seems to be fit for battle and seems to be stronger than it once was. As far as mechanically purposes, you will have a +1 greatsword now.
Ooh. All right.
And thus is the introduction of Havoc playing around with your characters and giving you shit. It'll happen. I don't have something for everybody today, but I've been working on stuff off and on.
And me doing any modifications to the sword isn't going to affect that. I just want to be clear. Okay.
Nah.
Because I was thinking I might take the hilt off of that other sword and replace the hilt that I have. Something a little more comfortable.
Yeah, as long as you don't jack with the blade too much.
No, the blade's staying as is. It's just going to be the hilt.
Yeah, so basically the idea here is to, as you come into your characters, with Stone Soul coming more into the accepting the rage that flows through him and going through using his weapon more correctly, I guess, is the easiest way to say it. He's getting the reward of doing that and getting a somewhat sentient sword, since that was the running gag for so long. I don't want to know how I got my sword. Well, the sword knows too.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody can expect something over the next few sessions.
And did anybody else see this? Or hear this? Because I was more mentally talking to it than out loud.
Intelligence check.
Everybody give me perception checks.
Everybody sees it.
Except Tara. Can't see shit.
I'm running away.
Terra stealth for some reason.
Tira turns around and goes hides in the bushes.
We see you.
Poo. Everybody around, Steve and Ignalia, as all this was going on, you were kind of wandering around enjoying the festivities, but you looked back over and you saw Stone Skull very, very concentrated. Almost like his eyes were almost crossed and his head was wrinkled up with concentration. Seemed to be very focused on something.
His eyes are crossed.
My God.
It's
He's
the
thinking.
the Forge B derp emote.
Pretty much.
It's
Bleh.
thinking.
It's thinking. Oh God, he's learning. He's so scary already.
He's thinking, man, that looks painful.
He looks like, yeah, he definitely looks like he was in pain for a few seconds there.
Feel bad for him. Feel bad for the sword.
Yeah, you
It's
definitely
like
got the.
finally it awakes to have a sentient conversation and finds Stone Skull.
Stone
is the only-
Skull of all people to talk to.
Oh,
It's like what the
Okay.
shit.
so I'm just stuck with you, huh? You're not.
Oh man,
All
Havoc,
right.
please make it use big words.
That's a good idea.
Oh.
You're not very eloquentious, are you? Like what? Oh,
What?
goodness.
As the sword would ask something like that, you'd watch his Stone Skull would stop what he's doing and look over at somebody else and say, "What does this word mean?"
Are you talking to your sword again? Okay. You gotta say it out
Got
loud. We don't hear that.
All right,
That's funny.
so +1 sword. I'm good with +1 sword.
I'm gonna, kind of come out of the crowd behind Ignalia. So what are you staring at? What's he doing?
I've definitely taken note of this, and I'm just gonna pat him on the shoulder and say, I think the stress of the dragon's appearance is manifesting its ways in more than one. Big man's talking to his sword. You might want to give him a pep talk. Pat him on the shoulder, and then I wander off to see why Tara's just sticking her face in a bush.
She's going to the restroom. Duh.
Maybe.
Uh,
That could have bad consequences for a blind person.
That's it. Yeah, Ignalia is saying some stuff, walking away, and you just looking to Stone Skull. So, you have words with your blade?
What? Don't you speak to your weapons as well?
Yeah, I do. I just never had one respond.
I never said it responded.
Just implied a conversation. Well, are you feeling all right?
Oh yes, I'm ready to put my sword to good use.
As you always seem ready to. What say we track down some ale?
Oh, but I have the good stuff right here, and I grabbed the jug of ale that we picked up back when. What was the second city we went to?
Daggerford?
Daggerford wasn't really a city; it was more of a fortress that you passed by.
Yeah,
Oh,
not that.
Waterdeep is the big city you went to afterwards, after Baldur's Gate.
Where we met the one guy at the inn.
Met the one.
Oh, the one with the light in
Early,
the sky.
yeah.
Oh, that was El Trio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
when we were talking to him, remember he had the really good ale there, and we picked up a couple of jugs of that before we left. That's what I'm drinking on. Yeah, way back then.
That was a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of offer up the jug to Max as he walks over to sit down.
As I see it, I'm gonna take one of my water skins out and just uncork it and just dump that thing. I didn't bring a glass, but I'll find something to make do.
And all
Once
of
it's
the
empty, I'm gonna hold it out to be filled up.
all the lizard folk are still hanging around, just kind of enjoying the music and festivities again.
Yeah, a lot of them
Okay.
have moved down into this big camp down here ish.
Yep.
And are celebrating down here. A few of them are milling around. You see some are kind of going in and out of what you clearly know is the Bullywood camp to the north here, with the very shoddy looking abodes that they were into instead of the kind of nicer looking ones that the lizard folk have made themselves. But yeah, they're all celebrating around the area, enjoying themselves, enjoying being free.
The line of sight's messing with that badly.
Oh yeah, each one of those dark shadows
Yeah.
is basically a tent looking thing.
Okay. Look back over at Max and say, have you prepared your letter that you're going to send?
No, I had an idea in mind of what I was going to say, but I think need to revisit things with Vorgamanthor present.
Something tells me he's not going to allow us back into his keep.
I feel as if my fears of one-way ticket being punched are true. No, I will, I'll begin drafting the letter now. I'll find some place inside, and then I would love to have a beer or two before we set off.
Well, there's plenty here. Whenever you're ready, it'll be waiting.
Yeah, I just want to go find a spot to sit out of the elements. Yeah, where I could actually write a letter, put some thoughts to paper. Probably somewhere back inside.
I'm going to approach Tara. Let's see. I think I approached Tara.
You see her clearly.
I'm gonna wander near the bush that I imagine she's like kind of like 1/3 hidden herself in, can't tell that she's not really done a good job, and I'm just gonna stand nearby and just fake it. Tara, are you here? I saw you wandered this way, but I can't tell where you are, and I'm just gonna keep faking it.
No, I'm not here. Go away.
Deceiver, I found you.
Tara's gonna step out of the bush and pull up her pants. Like, I really had to pee. We were in there forever.
It's normal to be afraid of dragons, child.
That was what that was? I didn't see it. It was just big.
It was massive. But as long as you are all right, then. Of the gargantuan class, yes.
Of the gargantuan.
It was stupid when I was making that. I had no idea how big a gargantuan creature was. It's like, I've never seen one of these before. How big is it supposed to be? Shit.
How big is it?
Very big.
20 by 20.
Is that all? I thought it was bigger.
Yeah, gargantuan's 20 by 20.
I'm gonna look towards Ignalia. I think we should probably assist Max in getting the letter started. He doesn't seem to speak well with a lot of humans, so.
I don't know if that's necessarily true, but we do need to give him our words.
To look at things. How could that not be true?
I suppose you're correct. He is quite forgetful, isn't he?
You think it's because he's a dragon?
I'm just kind of looking around, looking at lizard folk. No, I'm sure it has to be something else. But come on. Let's go give him our words.
All right. We will rejoin the group.
As you return, you see, I don't know what Steve's doing, but you see Max and Stone Skull have begun drinking some somewhat familiar, well, were you carrying it in a tankard, or what were you carrying?
It was in the ale, like whatever it was. I don't
Cask.
know. I think it was probably just a small cask.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you don't really see what they're drinking, but you see smiles are now on their faces. Cheeks have kind of grown red as they begin drinking this. Tara, with your heightened sense of smell, you smell something that you kind of don't remember too fondly, actually.
Oh, I don't care if I don't remember too fondly. I remember and that was a great time. I'm gonna go sit next to Stone Skull.
Kind of smile and, yes, little one, here. And, grabs her hand and places it on the side of the cask and hands it to her.
I'm gonna take it from him and just take a gigantic gulp.
Give me a con save.
Hey.
So, unlike last time when you had somewhat dueled Olenthar, you recognize the taste and you know what it's going to do. It's going to burn as it goes down, but so you just take it fully prepared for it this time, and you're able to not succumb to its effects and throw it up this time.
I'm
Tastes
just gonna
really good.
wipe my hand on my sleeve and hand the jug back to Stone Skull. That's what we needed.
Yeah, I mean, now that we're all kind of here, just sitting back on the ground, it's quite a journey we've had so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been. I have a feeling it's not ending anytime soon either.
Tara deadpan stares Max in the face and like, yeah, I've loved all the sightseeing.
Look, like I said, no matter how many times I see you, I don't think I'll ever. You get around too well for a blind lady. It's confusing.
Because y'all all keep grabbing my hand.
If we don't, I'd hate to see what part of the swamp you'd end up in so far, or you'd end up in this time.
Hopefully, the part without the dragon.
Ahead of that, I hope we never cross paths with him again. As I look to say, what did you see, Tara?
Nothing.
What did you feel?
Oh, I felt a large mass and it was moving and it was not natural. It terrified me.
I felt the same way. I've never felt the presence of anything like that.
The last dragon I never even knew was there. This one, it was 100% clear that it was right there. With that, I'm going to kind of point to one of the depressions where its feet were.
Oh yeah, in the swamp. I bet it would have left some gnarly, mud prints.
Yeah, and I'll even say when Tara was in front of this beast, as she got closer to it, Tara, something that never really happened before, you could almost see the shape of this creature floating in the air.
Ooh, that's kind of terrifying.
Power.
With that memory, Tara's just going to shake her head and look and reach over.
And seeing Tara reach over, once again just hands the cask back over to her.
And then we're going to knock another one back.
Yeah, you'll be able to do it without a con save now. Since you said
Look, that one con save was a fluke, and I'm out to prove it.
Every time this cask comes out, you know you're going to be con saving.
I'm gonna take a swig of mine and motion to Ignalia that this is a fine fire wine, if you're interested.
I'm going to look up from the paper and give a semi-courteous smile and say, thanks for the offer, but I never drink before I commune.
We're just
She
not
doesn't
going to have enough
offer
conversation today. With that, kind of hand the the repurposed water skin to Steve. But yeah, still have kind of a quizzical look towards Ignalia when she mentions communion.
Well, surely it's not that that surprising that I carry a shred of faith inside of me.
And faith generally requires servitude, and you don't seem the type.
Of a kind. My bonds are just a little bit more, physical than mental. And I kind of just like motion backwards to the point where 2 wings should be.
Yeah, Steve, you're fine.
I,
It tastes really good.
Hey, when we're in our conversation, I watch him upend it and just start like pounding it. Hey, like reach over, take no, not all of it. Kind of holding the water skin back up, like in a salute to Ignalia, and say, here's to you, and your communion. Hopefully, you receive good news.
I nod very thankfully and say, it's been a long day. Next time, we got some work to do, but next time I think I'll tell you my story.
Fair enough. Now you've done more than enough to earn my trust, as I hope I've done to earn yours.
I believe that you definitely have.
Another kind of like tip of the flask, or the water skin. Like I imagine like drinking a Franzia bag. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bag of liquid, like turning it up to drink it. As I put it down, I'll toss it back over to Steve and say, I best get to work drafting this letter before I indulge myself too far. I do want to enjoy the rest of my evening as well.
Promise I'll save you.
Get up and and crack him real hard on the back. So don't make promises you can't keep, brother. And with that, I'm going to start making my way out of the circle again to just get somewhere inside, where I can have a desk or something like that to write this letter on.
Yeah, you'll find him not necessarily within the first room, but
We go back to where they were counting all that money.
Yeah, that's what
yeah, sure.
There were some tables.
I'm gonna go with Max.
I'm gonna make my way towards the chapel area.
So are these like little water areas here? Or is that what the blue things are?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna sit by the water and continue drinking and chiseling and filing.
Okay.
I want to basically draft a letter of the last couple days events, but the important parts we found where Neymar is. We found what it is, the function of the building, to an extent. We found a magical form of ingress and egress from the castle itself that the cultists used to escape. Keep distance from the swamp, however. Our freeing of the castle has also released an ancient black dragon from some sort of servitude, and he is now free to roam his domain. So we were supposed to have, sorry, like out of character. we were supposed to help build a road to make it safer through here, and in essence, we've now just unleashed a dragon on the road, which, now that I'm thinking about it, is like the exact opposite of what we wanted to do.
Yeah, that particular quest
And
has been
alignment
failed.
shift.
No, that particular quest has
hey.
been failed.
Yeah, in big red letters in front of our face, like flipping here. Quest failed. Like,
Go
I
the
feel like we
other
did something-
way.
I don't know what we were supposed to.
We have enough time, and there's probably enough supplies around that we could kind of carve or paint some signs that say "Go back where you came from." We can save some lives that way.
We can send it along with the message and tell the Harpers what's what, and hopefully, and the Gauntlet the Order can figure out something.
At the end of Max's letter, P.S. My bad.
Yeah, totes, my fault. LOL, sorry, bro.
No, he says to Tara, wow, he is shit at talking to humans.
No, I want to finish the letter by saying we have every intention on following the cultists, but we don't know where that leads.
I thought we did.
I mean, exactly, right? We've got a name. Yeah, it doesn't really tell us much of anything.
Well, we need to tell them the name of where we're going.
I didn't even know where we were at. I mean, sure, yeah. But
yeah, we should tell them found Neatar. It's a castle.
yeah, we'll try and make contact when we get to the other side for reinforcements. We feel like we're getting close. Or I feel like we're getting close.
Havoc, all the treasure they were looting or shorting in this room is still on the tables, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to gather it all up.
All right, so as you're going through and looking at all this, y'all didn't collect anything from this room, right?
No.
So all the bodies were kind of still there, but you just pushed them out of the way and walked through there, ignoring the pools of blood. As you look around, you see what appears to be a total of 450 gold pieces, 520 silver pieces, 80 platinum pieces, and you see 22 semi-precious stones as well that were all being kind of packaged up. As you're looking, you actually see what appears to be set off to the side is a potion of some kind with a red coloration.
That's a lot of things that Tara didn't see.
Yeah, no, it's taking a long time while he's writing this letter. Tara's going through and filling it all and just shoving it into a bag.
All right, who's keeping track of this stuff and then letting us know how to divvy it out? Because this is getting confusing.
Well, yeah, all this stuff should come with us. And then we should, because we're probably not going to make it back here, go to the chest and collect any gold or silver that we can from there to take with us.
Yeah, we'll start with the platinum and gold and then work our way back, right? Because what did it have? Like 50,000 copper in it or some shit?
Yeah. And again, if you need me to just place that up on my back, I can do that too.
I'm not sure we should take that with us through the portal.
Say, can
I'm
you
not sure
carry
that
a
we're gonna
spare
be able-
500 pounds?
I'm also not sure we're going to be able to come back and get it.
No, I don't think we can come back here at all, it sounds like.
Yeah,
we should definitely do this now.
I mean, level
Yeah.
20 Terra might come back for some treasure.
And some dragon skills.
Who's been keeping up with all our gold as of this far? I know how much like I have, which is 160 gold in total, because I haven't been paid for any of the jobs along the way.
I've only kept up with stuff that I've personally grabbed.
Mm-hmm. I believe we've
Yeah,
been divvying the golden stuff as we went. So
We
'cause
have
I don't
or
have
have
any.
not.
I believe we have.
We haven't really come across big lumps of anything
Correct,
anybody's
yeah.
held onto.
Yeah, it's just been mostly gold and silver that we've been separating out as we went.
Okay.
Alright, I'll just shove this in a bag. We can divvy it, and I'll put it on here, and then we can decide what we want to take out of the chest before we leave.
Man, that great
Give the
sword's
rest of
gonna
the
do
lizard
so
folk-
much damage.
GG, Lizard Folk, here's your reward.
Shower them in copper.
Make it rain.
Hey, they can melt that down and smith it,
Mm.
maybe. Get some practice in.
That's gonna be so good. Yeah. Alright.
All
Are
right.
you done crafting your letter, Max?
All right, what were you saying, Scott? Sorry.
Oh, nothing. And I was gonna say, before I left, I definitely gave Max my separate letter, which is just more of a, a second copy. It's gonna be like her version of events to go along with his, probably to get sent back to Ramalia.
Okay.
So yeah, I gave that to him before I went inside. I was heading to the chapel.
All right. I'll open the door for you, and then I'll tell you what you see.
Hmm.
So as you're moving into this area, you see stuff and things.
Cool.
As you move in here, you see this is clearly a chapel, but it seems to have been consecrated to several different deities over the years, depending on probably who ruled this castle at the time. As you move in, you see this is clearly a shrine to Tiamat, adorned with a handsome wooden statue of the Dragon Queen, probably crafted by the lizard folk, since its facial features and such resemble that more of a lizard than a dragon would.
Hold on. I'm gonna take that and not destroy it because they made it, but I'm gonna put it like off to the side, out of the way of worship.
So it's over here.
So you're moving the statue?
Yeah, just off to the side so it's not like on an altar.
Okay. As you pick up the dragon statue, give me an investigation check.
And Viper's Fallout. Ooh, nope.
You do not care about any other god. You're just like,
Yeah,
buy
you-
statue.
You think the statue kind of looks like a piece of shit. That's about it.
It's okay. I've lied to them about their craftsmanship before.
It's middle school art school clay figurines that were glazed,
Glazed.
thrown in a kiln, and then glazed.
Just look at it like this isn't like laughing. Like this can't be your best, right? And you look them all like lips start quivering. Like, oh no, oh really? This is. Oh.
I was afraid that the natural one was gonna have me drop it.
And that one is like you flexing it between your fingers and it just snaps like ting. Like, oh, I didn't mean to break your stick thing.
All right. Yeah. So what is this main area I'm in?
That is the chapel proper. Like I said, you see different statues that have been desecrated over the years, worshiping different gods. But the only thing that seemed to be kind of standing was that statue to Tiamat that you just moved.
All right. I'm going to check the rooms adjacent to it one by one, just real quick.
So as you move into this one, you see what appears to be a small storeroom. You see all the trash from the chapel itself, broken stools, rotted altar cloths, corroded icons, were all dumped into this room. You don't see anything of value.
Yep. And I guess I'll go down here first.
As you move down into this room, you see something a little bit different. You see what appears to be a long archery hallway. You see targets set up down in this western corner. Yeah, and you see that there's, while it's all set up for someone to use with a bow and such, it appears like it hasn't been used in a very long time, as you see kind of cobwebs hanging off stuff.
Interesting thing to have adjacent to a chapel. And then on to the final door here.
As you move into this area, you see what appears to be what was probably the castle priest's living quarters. You see lots of different sturdy storage cabinets. As you look through these, you see that they were all kind of hacked open. Seems to be a long time ago. As you're looking around, you see some makeshift cots laying down, probably for either cultists or some other creature, but nothing seems to reside in it now. And you see a stairwell going up.
Do I hear anything coming from said stairwell? I'm basically just looking to see if there's anyone hanging about.
You do not.
All right.
Steve, give me a perception check as you're moving around. As you're looking around, you see what appears to be a small altar. However, you see kind of dust and grime covering everything except a small circular spot where it seems like something recently was moved from it.
And where was the altar?
Right about there-ish.
Further investigate the altar. If there's
Okay, it looks kind of odd to you, so you kind of move up and look at it. Give me an investigation check.
The One Brothers.
Those ones, man.
Yeah, I mean, you see a clearing
It's
there.
rough.
Kind of hard to see exactly what it is. What could have caused it to be clear of dust and grime, but you don't really see anything else.
Yes, can I poke my head up into the room above the stairs?
Yeah. Let's see what's up there.
So if it's not crazy, you don't have to like anything.
You see what appears to be a library up above there.
Ooh. But no one inside, right?
Correct.
I'm going to quickly scan it just for a rough purview of the contents. Jesus.
Okay.
Or is that perception? I don't know.
Give me a perception first.
Much better.
So as you're looking around, you see that whoever has assembled these books was somewhat impressive. You see over 100 books, quartos, and manuscripts covering the history of the Sword Coast, natural philosophy, mathematics, astronomy, magic, and many theoretical works on alternate reality, time, and dimensional travel.
What the shit?
Dimensional travel.
This dragon's
Holy.
making black holes and crap.
Most of it is kind of out of your grasp, but that's what you gathered from looking over the spines of the books.
Yeah, he's got this one. It's called Einstein's Theory of Boring, and I put it back down. But yeah, so if I don't see anything that looks of like, significance, anything that might be semi-related to either Tiamat or anything that might catch my eye, I'll head back down to the chapel and probably going to poke around the altar looking for like coal or chalk. Those are kind of like common things you would find. I might actually have some in my pack.
You did see another set of stairway leading up to a third floor.
Oh, well, then I take that.
All right, I'm gonna have to move you for this one. Well, actually, I don't have to. Theater of the mind, folks.
Hooray.
Yeah.
So as you make your way up, you start in this room. So as you make your way up, you seem that this third floor of this chapel seems to have been converted into living quarters for someone. Though it does seem like someone was in here somewhat recently. You see the furnishings in all the chambers around you, starting out in a bigger chamber, moving into other ones. You see all the furnishings in when they're lavish, surprisingly so, compared to everything else you've seen at the castle that's been very, just full of squalor and nasty stuff. You see the first room that you moved up to off the top of the stairs appears to be an office of some kind. It contains a writing desk, several smaller tables stacked with inventories and reports, and you see 4 beautiful but very uncomfortable wooden chairs. You see 2 matched onyx carvings of black dragons flank the top of the staircase.
Sorry about the outside noise,
Might
guys.
fetch a price, but they're very heavy. As you're looking through the papers on the desk, just searching around, you see these are actually notes by Rezmir. As you see her signature on a few of the parchments. You see the only thing that really seems of note, aside from a lot of inventory just saying of different goods that are being shipped off, you see one talking about a portal beneath the castle, and it gives you brief instructions to stand within the portal and speak the command word Rezmir to travel to the other side.
Rezmir. I will keep that page tucked and put in my closest bag, and I'll take the others anyway. Anything that looks of recent import, with the intent to send along with our letters.
Okay. As you move into the next room, you see what this appears to be a sitting room, though it looks like nobody's really used it. You kind of get the feeling that Rezmir didn't entertain guests very often. As you check the doorway beyond that, you see a very kind of empty room, very bare, almost like it was a storeroom, but you see it's been repurposed into a sanctuary of some sort. You see the only decoration is a stylized depiction of a 5-headed dragon rising from a volcano. And you don't see this on the walls or anything. You didn't see it until you turned to leave the room and you saw it painted on the back of the doorway. Or on the back of the door, rather.
Wait, so can you give me that again? I just want to make sure I got it all.
So as you move into the room, you see it's very bare, nothing really in it. As you got ready to turn around, you see on the back of the door a stylized depiction of a 5-headed dragon rising from a volcano. You see it like it was kind of not great done. The artistry is not fantastic, but you clearly see that the 5 heads are recognizable as 5 chromatic dragons of different colors.
All right, but it's just a depiction, right? So this kind of looks just like, I mean, this whole area has basically been her office and living area.
Yeah, and you see this is probably a sanctuary of some kind.
Oh, good to know. All right, so any other items or like unopened chests within the vicinity?
Not in that room. As you make your way around the corner, you see a large, somewhat ornate door was just beyond the stairs. Okay. You open it up, and inside you see appears to be a large sleeping chamber. You see a large bed, 2 wardrobes, a standing mirror, and an armor stand, which has a spare suit of scale mail armor resting atop of it. One of the wardrobes, as you looked at it, is filled with clothing. The other one, give me a perception check as you're looking around this room.
Good check.
So as you're looking at the other wardrobe, while you opened the first one, didn't really see anything untoward. As you're looking at the second one, you see what appears to be a tripwire of some kind.
I am going to make a note of that and go get the appropriate Dragonborn meat shield to diffuse that.
Okay.
I think you need to grab a different meat shield, like the giant one with the stone neck.
Well, he's not diffusing it as much as just setting it off, so...
Tomato, tomato. You're arguing semantics at this point. Are you being hurt by it? No. Then it's been disarmed from your perspective.
This is true. All right. So, seeing nothing, strictly dangerous, I'm just going to take note of that and head back down to the chapel. The intent of getting him afterwards, and maybe bringing just everyone along through to dig and look for relevant artifacts.
Okay.
But I'm just going to take some chalk from my bag, cross out any... Well, he said the room's been used for various deity worship. I'm going to cross out the markings for anyone that I know doesn't really align well, or disassemble it, and then I'm going to go ahead and somewhere on the wall draw a set of scales balanced on top of a warhammer, and then, because I don't know what his symbol is, I'm just going to say a sword with 2 wings coming out of it below that on the wall.
Okay.
And then I will take that'll probably be like whatever the main worship wall is by the altar. Then I will just take a kneel and enter into prayer to Viren.
All right. And as you do that, what is everybody else doing?
Finishing up the draft on my letter.
I was collecting everything in the room when Stone Skull walked in. So I'm just kind of looking for him with my sight and pausing with my hand, shuffling money into my bag. This isn't what it looks like, Stone Skull.
Oh, don't worry, I don't care. Do you happen to find any amulets or anything lying around?
No. No, I haven't.
Nope, not me. Taking that yet.
And as that's going on, just gonna kind of shake my head and pay no mind to what she is doing.
Okay.
I'm only looking for the final piece of what I'm building, so that's why I'm looking for amulets right now.
Could we not just make you an amulet?
I just need long enough and durable enough things for like a necklace, so...
I mean, I would assume that as you're looking around this room, there's a shit ton of cultists and dragon wing bodies. You could probably find a necklace or chain around their necks.
Okay. Yeah, and take something like that and continue the last part of my little project.
Okay.
You're making a Flavor Flav clock, aren't you?
I am. It's gonna be as big as Terra is.
That's gotta add to AC.
+1 to AC only if struck on the chest.
All right. So as everybody's kind of somewhat wrapping up what they're doing before we continue on. We're going to go and take about a 5-minute break real quick, and we will resume.
All right.
Cool.
All right, guys. So 5-minute break. We'll be back.
Alright.
Continue the rest of our story here. So see you in just a few.
And then we can continue with my church mini game.
Right.
It'll run Wednesdays at 8 p.m.
So we want to go and clear the tripwire and check out what's up there. And before we head downstairs.
Yeah, I mean, there's like at least like fucking 5 passages we didn't even enter into in here yet.
Yeah, and we should collect anything we're going to take from that chest. And then go downstairs.
Yeah, we got to keep weight in mind, because how much can we bring with us?
I think with Terra's abilities, though, if we take everything that we can physically carry through the portal, we can effectively stash it there.
I thought the same thing, but then I also thought we don't know what's at the other end of that portal, and if we come in, we're not going to have to stash it.
Yeah, I mean, if the other end of the portal is a sinking ship, like it's not going to do us much good.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be about as secure at the bottom of an ocean as it is in this castle in the middle of the swamp with that dragon floating around.
Listen, I don't want it so secure we can't get to it. Okay.
Well, right now that's where it's at. It's at like DEFCON 11.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, we should expect them to expect us coming through the portal, right? They ran, and they're on home territory, right? But I don't think it's anything we can't handle. So
because the plot says so.
Yeah, you know what I mean. We're on a roll. We've got no longer chance
right now.
I mean, yeah, they did run from us, so.
Yeah, they ran from us. We saw Black Dragon, didn't die.
So if we make our way through, even if there's a trap, and we get waylaid on the other side, we just fight our way through it. And then we can, figure out what to deal. Either way, we can buy ourselves a couple minutes, I'm sure.
Yeah, but in the interest of time, we want to go through the rest of this castle. Let's just try to be quick, I guess.
Yeah, well, why don't you guys do it? Just whoever's interested in doing it, run through and do it.
All right. Well, that means I need Steve to.
All of us.
I need Steve to bite on a wire, and I need Stone Skull to lift some large, precious-looking things.
Precious-looking things.
That's what we'll do when Havoc gets back. Let's all just go different directions and make him keep up.
And Zerg Rush.
Yeah, I'm interested. Max is really only interested in checking out the basement. I'm basically thinking, like, they're not going to take large amounts of treasure upstairs in a castle. That's not a thing that generally happens, so.
By downstairs, do you mean where Splattergoo was and all that?
Yeah.
Wouldn't it make sense if it was the opposite, though? Because, like, they're just shitty henchmen, and leaders want to keep valuable shit to themselves.
Yeah, but they paid them off with garbage trinkets.
Well, exactly. So the good shit's somewhere else.
Well, I mean, my thought is they don't trust the lizard folk. They're just slaves. So they're either going to keep it close to the chest, or my thought is it escaped. They're moving it out of that portal too, which a continuation of the thought of taking everything we want to take with us. It stands to reason that there's way more treasure on the other side of that door.
Well, I mean, this whole campaign revolves around us saying, there's a giant-ass dragon booty somewhere. Let's go get that hoard,
Right. So
this whole campaign can be summarized as get that dragon hoard.
My thought is, the more hoard there is together, the more equipment there is to move said hoard. You know what I mean? The bigger the carts get, things like that. So we could just throw our stuff on top of another cart that we're going to be taking, and now, bam, we're just building our own little hoard as we go to give some back to the people. Wink.
You're going to leave Terra driving the wagon?
Hey,
Yeah, you know,
with that much
we roll
pressure
up,
on it, you're not driving it. If it's rolling, you're just on it, wherever it's going.
Yeah, I like it.
it is unfortunate we don't have Stone Skull's horse to be a beast of burden.
It is
Let me tell
unfortunate,
ya.
but it is.
I miss my horse.
That's a great song.
I know you do, big buddy.
Oh, I just remembered I have an episode of My Hero Academia to watch.
I really need to start that new season, but
I just finished season 2 and just got caught up on season 3.
there you go.
I waited all the way through season 2 so I could binge watch, and then I did, and now I'm stuck with fucking everyone else waiting like a common person.
All right. So, how much can everyone actually carry?
What's the formula?
It is your strength score times 15, I believe.
That is correct.
Like
That
the
is-
modifier or the score?
Your
Score.
score.
240 pounds.
Okay, it's not bad.
But I am wearing no, I'm not wearing any armor.
Carry or push, pull, drag, and lift?
That's carry weight. Push, pull, drag is higher.
It's
30
double
times.
that,
Yeah.
I'm able to carry 540 pounds.
That's fucking stupid.
Because you're
I can
Goliath, right?
because I'm Goliath. I can push, drag, or lift over 1,000.
All right. Yeah,
Stupid
because I can
arm.
carry 270 and double that for the rest.
Yeah, ditto.
Okay, so we got a fair amount that we can actually drag
I'm not
along.
really carrying anything.
We're not weak.
Well, if you had
Yeah,
a
but-
rune, he wasn't going to be carrying much.
That might be the weakest one now.
Yeah, that's a little better.
Probably, yeah.
Meh, this magic user's stronger than the rogue. Go away.
Both of the magic users.
All three of the magic users?
You know, in my head, I still never count bards as a magic user
No,
because I'm
I
a
know, I felt
horrible
left out.
classist.
I'm like, excuse me, I have quite a few spells at my disposal there, and they're quite potent. So I would take that back.
Shut up, Elton John.
I'm sorry, you don't like my bardic inspiration. I'll keep it to myself.
Man, I've been
I'll
dry
take-
bardic inspiration
I'll
for
take-
days.
This one. I volunteer.
Oh, while we're on that topic, what is your
I'm trying to
rolls on
fix my
inspiration? Do I still have that one from like 2 sessions ago?
noise
I haven't-
gate here to make sure
is
it
that
works properly. I think it's a little better. It's not cutting off at the end of words.
They reset
yeah,
per
that's better.
session,
Cool.
so I'm told. But we have one. We got one to start.
I do not believe it resets if it's DM though.
Then what happens to him?
You can keep DM inspiration until you use it, I believe.
So do they stack?
No.
Yeah.
I always thought it was a session of because the whole incentive there was use it and then do things to gain it again. It was like a player incentive.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to work. I generally am forgiving if you don't have a chance to use it, but at the
Yeah.
same time, what Scott said is exactly right. You should be trying to get these things just so you,
Mm-hmm.
you know, either multiple a session sometimes, or you always at least get one a session if you're inspiring me enough to inspire you.
Inspire me to inspire you.
So what am I carrying now?
We haven't got that far.
Ascension asshole, maybe.
Yeah. So I feel like I drafted the letter well enough. So I fold up and put it inside of a scroll case. And just kind of stow it away in my bags and get it with Snapshot on one of his men in the morning.
Okay. Anybody else wanting to do anything before resting for the night, or?
The last. So what did we decide, Willie? Are we just gonna wing it and try and take it through with us?
Let's rest. Clear the rest of the castle. Then grab Snapjaw's little contingent. Go downstairs, clear the tunnels, the caves down below. Try and track down where the rest of this treasure went. If it went through the portal, then we head to the portal. That's my thought.
Sounds like a big itinerary. Did we not clear the caves all the way when we were down there last time? Was there still a bunch?
All those frogs.
And I believe there was rooms upstairs we didn't hit either.
All right. Well, Ignalia can take the big one, and Steve go take care of that stuff they saw in the cathedral. You and I can go get the letter delivered and grab his contingent, and then we'll all meet back at the way down below.
And break.
Okay, and I'm going to the cathedral.
Yeah, with Ignalia.
Okay.
To lift the heavy precious.
All right.
And you too, Damien. Put your nimble fingers in here.
You're dexterous with your feminine little hands.
Is it upstairs?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
No.
Y'all aren't in the cathedral. Y'all are in the cook's room.
Then yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So when they arrive, I will wrap up my prayers.
Okay. Who's all going upstairs? Just y'all three?
Yeah, I think so.
Where'd you go, Zor?
Over to the lizard folk.
Okay. I thought so.
Speaking of which, does anyone in here use medium armor and want scale mail?
I'm good.
Does the rogue use medium armor?
Doubtful.
Maybe I use the light.
Alright. Then no, I don't use armor.
Okay, no one's interested in it then. Just checking.
Not today.
Alright, so I'm going to take them both upstairs and lead them through the library up to Rezmir's chambers and to Stone Skull, point at the two large onyx statues and say, can you see if you could lift one of those? And then to Steve, bring him over to where I found the tripwire very carefully.
All right. How the fuck do I move individual people to another map? I forgot. Is it just token, isn't it?
Click or drag the color box on the side of their name tag up to that layer. So down at the bottom, the little player things.
Haha, okay.
There you go.
Skull. Steve. I've broken it. God damn it. Stop doing that. There we go. And Ignalia. So once again, top of this stairwell, you see a large doorway leading into a large room. Over here is where you saw the guest room as well as the sanctuary, Ignalia. In here is where you're seeing the wardrobe that needs to be looked at. Stone Skull, as you pick up one of these, you're able to pick it up, but you're able to feel it. It's very strenuous to you. It weighs at least 400 pounds, just one of them.
Okay. With that, I'll to make it a little easier on myself, I'm gonna put the pack down that I have, so that I can just focus all of my attention on just that, and begin to lift it off the ground here.
Yeah, it weighs 400 pounds.
Okay.
So it's pretty heavy.
You need
There's
anything from
one
me?
more. No, as long as it's within
Okay.
your carry capacity.
Yep, it is.
So I don't know how successful we're going to be trying to carry 2 of those around.
Fire out carrying them around.
They look
Hmm?
expensive.
Yeah,
Oh.
what are we doing? We're taking them out of here?
That was the intent. These things would appear to be valuable.
As I finally understand what we are doing, I slowly set it down and look to the others and say, I don't think this is a very good idea.
The only other is Steve.
And I look over at Ignalia and say, have you attempted to lift any of these?
I figured I would not be able. That's why I wanted to see what you were capable of. If it's too much, then it's too much.
I believe it would be too much for us to try to take these out of here.
Then we'll have to leave them behind. But Steve, would you come take a look at this wardrobe?
Yes.
Okay. You see one open wardrobe, Steve, as you enter in here, and you see one that's closed, and he's indicating the one that's closed. And he kind of shows you where he saw before a tripwire within it. You can kind of see the edge of it, but you're going to have to give me a thieves' tool or sleight of hand check to see if you're able to disarm it.
Slide hand.
Yeah, with your thieves' tool bonus on it, I think it's a plus
+2.
3. What level are y'all? It's proficiency bonus.
Yeah, it's
so
proficiency, so 3.
Yeah, so sleight of hand with a +3 on it. All right. So as you reach in, kind of bring in a small little pair of scissors that you have in your thieves' tool kit, you're able to find the tripwire, and before you cut it, you kind of carefully check, and you see that it is in fact connected to what appear to be vials of some kind that you see are kind of bubbling over within this wardrobe, and you carefully reach one clawed finger through to hold the vial in place as you cut it, and you're able to open the wardrobe, laying the vial down slowly before it comes down to the ground. You set it down. As you take your hand away, it kind of tips over a little bit, and you see what appears to be acid was in this vial. It kind of spills a little bit onto the floor, harmlessly away from you, burning a small little divot in. But as you look inside this now disarmed wardrobe, you see more of the clothing. However, this clothing seems to be more regal in its bearing. You see on the insides of this wardrobe, these wardrobe doors are more depictions of 5-headed dragons. You see what appears to be Rezmir's Cult of the Dragon regalia, purple robes, cloaks, mantles, and many items of rank within this wardrobe. All looks a little bit misshapen for any of y'all to wear, even the Dragonborn, but looks somewhat expensive, if nothing else.
I say we burn it.
There's a big market for dragon cult gear.
Oh,
It's like Warped Tour t-shirts.
May it rest in peace.
I say we burn it. All of it.
right here.
And Stone Skull kind of shrugs.
Oh,
We throw it in the forge.
All right.
All right. And was there anything in the back room? Forget.
Just that depiction on the back of the door of the 5-headed dragon.
So the large onyx things are too big. The wardrobe just has shitty cultist robes in it. What else
All
is
three
around?
of y'all,
Nothing.
all three of y'all, give me perception checks.
So much better than me.
Oof.
Steve was just there to
So
disarm a trap.
as Steve Rogar and Ignalia look over the robes, they seem to just be gathering them up, ignoring everything else. Stone Skull, as you're peeking into the room after getting rid of this very heavy onyx depiction of a black dragon, you see what appears to be a very plain-looking brown bag sitting in the bottom of this wardrobe.
I'll walk over and kind of look around, just make sure that, you know, the trap is taken care of, and reach for the bag and pull it out.
As you pull out the bag, give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna go well. As I expected.
All right. Steve and Ignalia, give me perception checks as well.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 1 second, I gotta stop smiling.
Oh.
Okay. So as Stone Skull picks up this bag, he kind of looks at it and looks inside of it. He doesn't really see anything, so he sticks his hand into it. Ignalia, as you look over at him, you see his hand, then his forearm, then his entire arm, all the way up to his shoulder blade, disappear in the sack that's not even a foot in its depth. And as he brings it back out, you see that he has nothing in his hand. And Stone Skull kind of shrugs and throws the bag onto the floor.
I take the bag. I take the bag.
Imagine feeling
And
around down to the shoulder.
I,
Just like, no,
what do
nothing in there.
When he's looking away, I slip my foot into it and just kind of put like one leg into the bag to see how far it'll go.
What do you want with an empty bag? It's empty.
And now I lay on the ground and go, "Oh my God, Stone Skull, my leg! Where did my leg go?"
Stone Skull, give me a perception check.
Obviously, you have it in the bag.
Do you not see anything wrong with this?
Nope.
Give me an insight check.
Sweet Jesus.
Who do you want his inside checkup for?
You, please. Oh shit!
Yes.
Damn it!
Yes.
You definitely see there's something odd about this bag now.
The wheels are turning.
The hamster woke up.
The hamster.
Okay, I'm gonna take my foot out of the bag very slowly, put it back in, and just be like, "You see, you see." I obviously know what this is, but for the fun of it, how big? I don't actually know the real answer to this. How big can like the mouth of the bag be? Do you know?
It's typically pretty.
It's not very big.
But yeah, it's like a foot in diameter, something like that.
Can we try getting those statues in here?
Hey, what's the size of the statues?
They're made of onyx, so the weight is really from the material, not necessarily their girth. So I'd say you probably take a little shimmying, maybe something slippery to put on the sides, but you'd barely be able to get them inside of it.
All right, get the bacon grease out. We gotta lube up this bag. Okay, yeah. Let's try an experiment. I just try having him help me shift them into the bag one at a time.
I'm gonna tilt the statue up so that it's kind of the bottom of it's kind of sitting on a table, and we kind of pull it down over top of it, and then once it's finished, I'm gonna pick up the statue and kind of flip it over and grab onto the bag and let it slip inside.
And as you do so, the this black dragon statue starts to slide very slowly, and then as it gets more and more weight inside of it, it begins to sink into it, and with a somewhat loud plunk, it disappears into the bag.
All right, I'm starting a list right now because I know how the bag of holding works.
You do know that a bag of holding does have a limitation of how much weight it can carry.
Mm-hmm.
But I also know is you can't get anything out of it if you don't remember it's there.
This is true. You do have to be thinking of whatever you want to get out of it.
So, yep, I'm starting a list right now. It lives with me.
Oh, it's about to become a long list.
Very
Who's
good.
going to be carrying the bag of holding?
I guess I will, unless there's a reason to do anything else. Doesn't really matter.
It only weighs 15 pounds, so it's up to you.
I'll carry it.
All right, it is in your image or your note section, rather journal. That's what it's
Yep.
called. So you know from its magical properties that you're pretty close already to its max weight.
Really, Scott?
We can always take them out and exchange it for better loot.
Don't forget, we got chests and stuff, boys.
Yeah, what's it can hold up to
Sweet.
5.
Can you
Wait,
put a
do we need
bag
to-
of holding inside of a bag of holding?
No,
When it
No.
calls
No,
a finger hole.
no,
I love
no.
it.
do not cross the streams.
I
You
love
never
this.
do this.
No, don't
Okay.
do it unless you want to all die.
You
Dimensional
want to do
rift?
reality right there? Yeah, because that's how you do that. That's
Do you
how
want to
kill
summon the
it.
Reaper? Because that's how you summon the Reaper.
Is this just known around the universe, or is someone accidentally just, stuff this bag inside this bag like it's a bunch of grocery store bags?
Once upon a time, my old party did this, and I watched it eat a man.
So unbeknownst to you, you didn't really see it when you initially investigated, but you see it now because it's at the bottom of the notes of this page, and I didn't see it. As you're looking around, you see something else in this room that kind of looks like it'd be valuable. Everybody give me perception checks.
A gigantic jewel-encrusted dragon head. Oh yeah, why didn't I notice that before?
You're not
We'll
far
just get
from it,
upstairs.
actually.
I'm not.
I mean,
Uh,
come on, everything else has been a carved dragon something.
Stone Skull, as you're looking around, you see over in the corner, kind of hidden in the shadow of the room and hard to see initially, you see what appears to be a 2-foot-tall statuette of a black dragon. As you look at it closer, especially you, Stone Skull, you recognize that it appears to actually be made from actual black dragon scales and claws.
Oh,
you
shit.
see its eyes are made of rubies, and the teeth on it are made of diamonds. It is perched atop a heap of treasure consisting of actual gold and gems. You think it only weighs about 20 pounds, and it looks very valuable.
No, what was the DC on this perception check that none of us saw this mountain of treasure in the corner?
It was DC. DM didn't read that far down the list and didn't see it until just a second ago.
Oh shit, that's the
It's
hardest
DC
DC.
Mhm.
Because if I missed that, y'all are fucked. You would have never gotten it.
Yeah, how big is it? You said it's 2 foot in size?
2 foot tall, weighs about 20 pounds.
Okay, I'm
20
going
pounds.
It
I'm
does
going
look-
to just attach it to my pack, like tie it onto the pack and then pick up the gold. How much gold and stuff is on that?
It's all. You gotta think this is like a depiction of a.
Oh,
sign
okay, yep.
on top of it, so it's all together. It does look, as you're looking at it closer, though, look to be somewhat fragile.
Yeah, no,
any
no.
Rough handling of it may cause damage and reduce its value.
Yeah, let's put that in the pack for sure. It'll be safe there. If we want to be safe, let's just take out one of the statues so we definitely have room for weight.
I think we only put one of the statues in.
Yeah, you could only put one of those statues in.
What's the actual limit on it again?
500.
500.
Those
So what's
statues
that?
weigh 400 each.
Okay, so yeah, we're fine for now. Let's throw that in there. You said it's 20, so we'll be at
Mhm.
420 of 420 of 500.
Mm. All right.
Why don't we just leave that other big statue there? Because I have a feeling we're gonna get other stuff that we're gonna want more than that.
I mean, everybody that's up there, y'all three, give me insight checks as you're looking over and trying to weigh the value of this.
I mean, it's just onyx. I mean,
onyx.
Come on,
Yeah.
everybody roll low. Oh,
In-
Stinky pulled
insight?
it together.
No, I'll
Steve
do it.
would know.
Steve, as you're kind of thinking about the different wares you've seen passing through some of these cities, you think a serious collector of, dragon memorabilia would pay probably around 3,000 gold pieces for that pair, or for the pair of them, so 1,500 each. As you're looking over the one that Stone Skull found, however, you'd say by itself it's probably worth at least 5,000 gold.
Yeah, comparatively, the smaller statue is more bang for our buck, and we can get more gold in the bag with the smaller one as opposed to
Wait.
the larger.
Steve, you know what the weight of that chest was. What was it? You wrote all that down.
Did
All right, we're taking that fucking statue out.
I mean, they're worth a decent chunk of change, but they're really heavy to or weight to money
Well, no,
ratio is
because
rough.
right now we have them both in there, right? And we're at
No.
400.
No.
Just one.
No.
Only one.
Right, that was 400 pounds, right?
Yes, one was
And
400
then the
pounds.
other one is 20 pounds.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
But there's
So
a second
that's-
Black Onyx statue that's
Yeah,
also 400 pounds.
Yeah.
So right now, we know that one's worth at least 3,000 gold, and the other one's worth 1,500. We're at 4,500 gold in that thing. How much gold was in that chest?
There wasn't. It was mostly
No.
junk stuff.
I know there was some copper and stuff in there. It was like 50,000 copper pieces,
Mhm.
which equates to 50 gold.
150. Yeah.
Okay, so we leave the copper. We'll go grab all the gold. We can keep both the onyx statue and that, and if we find anything else, we just won't take that second one.
Yeah, there was 500 pounds worth of loot in those chests.
Yeah.
Okay.
30,000 copper pieces, 500 silver pieces, some jewelry, copper and tin with ornamental and semi-precious stones, worth another 350 gold pieces for a
Mhm.
total value of around 700
Hmm.
gold pieces. But all of that together was 500 pounds.
Okay, so what was the value on the 2-foot statuette?
The 2-foot statuette, 5,000.
Jesus fucking.
Right, so we take
Mhm.
that, we take one of the onyx statues, and we're at 6,500. We'll go grab any gold out of that chest. I've got all the gold that was on the table. We'll be GG.
G fucking G. Alright.
All right. I suppose that's what we're doing then.
All right, so while that's going on, inventory management D&D edition is going on. Max, you were heading to the front to deliver the letter.
Yeah, me and Tara.
Yes.
Okay. So as y'all make your way up there, have y'all rested beforehand, or are you resting later?
Right. I was under the impression, and we never made it clear, but when we were still in that room, when we were all together before we departed out on our two separate paths, I thought we were resting, and we could do it
Before
afterward.
we did that.
I was kind of under
Yeah.
the assumption, but I wanted to clarify that y'all had rested.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, it wasn't really clear, but yeah, I imagine we were all rested up, ready to go.
Yeah, so if anybody hasn't done it yet, you have gotten the benefit of a long rest. So as you're heading out, the mirror is kind of somewhat damp and cold, with it being as best you can tell, early morning. Some of the sunlight that's able to get through the swampy trees and ever-present mist is kind of low-hanging through the air. Makes it somewhat easy to see. But you see a few lizard folk walking around. You do see Snapjaw. Here with a few of his buddies, where you had left him before. You see a few casks are laid around them. They all seem to have enjoyed the night of revelry and got sloshed during the process. But as you walk up, Snapjaw is somewhat awake and attentive, and he kind of waves at you as you approach Max. Says, "What can I help you with? Have you prepared the letter that I can have sent off for you?"
I kind of fish around in my bag for the pouch, or for the scroll case, and pull it out and hand it to him. Mention again, it needs to go to the lair of pleasant souls.
With that, you see Snapjaw nodding. Seems to be understanding what you're saying. It says, who was the individual you would like it sent to?
If you can get the bartender or a contact there,
Elmira.
ask for Carlon Amethel.
With that, you see Snapjaw kind of squinting his eyes, almost like mentally reciting the name within his head. Says bartender. He's kind of muttering under his breath, bartender and Carlon Amethel, bartender. He kind of nods his head up and down, looks back at you, says, I think I've got it. I'll pass that along.
Can I translate that in Draconic?
Sure.
Can I, you know what I mean? Just say his name and maybe make it easier on him?
You can get a close approximation of it in Draconic, but, common names like this are usually the same throughout the language, regardless of what language you're speaking, so...
Yeah. I figured. But, I didn't know if it was something that would just help it sink in.
Yeah, you kind of, as you recite the message once again and the name and such in Draconic, you see the others kind of nodding. It seems like you have more of a backing now, more minds to hopefully remember this information between this group in front of you.
Okay.
Oh, before I forget, sorry. Havoc, what's the weight on those star charts? I want to shove those into the bag too, because you said they were delicate last time.
I would say 5 pounds between all of them.
Cool.
Yeah.
Proceed.
So as you say that, Snapjaw takes the parchment scroll, or the scroll case that you gave him, as well as the money that you had both procured up for his travels and such. He looks at you and tilts his head. He says, will there be anything else?
The menu promised us. Hopefully not everyone had too much fun with the festivities and still have an arm for a spear.
And with that, you see 4 lizard folk are making their way down from the other set of just 2 of these dwellings. They seem to be somewhat bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, still maybe a little bit tired, but they don't look hungover like Snapjaw's group does. And Snapjaw kind of motions to them. He says, these 4 served under Dralmorer. They're more of a elite guard. They should be able to help you better than most of our men would be able to.
I turn and in Draconic, say kind of go to like well met.
They all kind of nod to you. One of them yawning, obviously just waking up for this early morning, but they all seem willing to help you out.
Just want to tell them, grab your spears. Stay at a distance behind us. We should have it, but having your support would greatly assist us. Basically saying like, I don't want you to. They're warriors, I want to be saying keep you safe, your babies, but the idea that we don't want them to get hurt if it's not necessary.
Okay. Yeah, they make their way back and grab their spears, and they all wait attentively. Since you're going to be using them to go back into the cave, or just through the entire castle?
The cave specifically.
All right, so they, hearing your instructions and such, they go off and get their spears, and then they take off into the castle to wait to the entrance to the caves for you to meet them there.
Kind of turn to Tara, and kind of nudge her on the shoulder. You want to head back inside, back into the caves?
Yeah.
I don't know, sounds a lot of enthusiasm. There it is.
No, I would love to go into the caves again.
There we go. That's more like it.
I'm hoping there's still some frogs down there that we can punch.
And
Let's.
I imagine we're heading back downstairs as well at about this time.
Okay.
I kind of, as I'm leaving, say, in case we don't see each other for some time, Snapjaw. Good luck.
With that, Snapjaw nods and reaches out a hand to shake your hand and everything. He says, once again, thank you so much for what you have done for our people. He kind of motions around, pointing to everything, acknowledging all the lizard folk and the fact that they're out of the castle and such. He said, none of this would have been possible without you.
Yeah, as a big crowd's kind of gathering, he said, no, don't short yourself. It's you who made this possible. Yeah, use your freedom and use it wisely.
That Snapdog nods and turns around and begins speaking to a few of the ones around him, obviously instructing them to take care of the letter and such to get it sent off on their next trip back to the roadhouse.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out how to put you all on the same page again.
Just drag the tokens from the tab at the top. Just drag them over to where the banner is.
So yeah, I tried that and it didn't work. Now it's working, of course.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so everybody is back.
I can't
down.
get through this door.
Oh no, we gotta go around the other way.
I could open the door. You have to give me a second.
Oh, that list of cash from earlier, I'm gonna shove all that in the bag for now.
It's already in my bag.
Okay, so you're gonna maintain management of it?
Yeah, until we sort it all out.
Okay.
I don't spend money. I'm blind. I don't need much.
Anything upstairs, Stone Skull?
Well, a couple of things.
Hell yeah! And I'm just like shoving my hand into the bag down to the elbow.
I imagine you walk up. Yeah, whenever you walk up to me, I just kind of look and shove my hand down in there as well. And oh, that could come in handy.
Could I just say we're all doing an awful job with how we would really interact with this awful bag?
What?
If there's a bag that you just like vanish into, I think you'd be a little bit more cautious or freaked out. But we're just like, yeah, shove our hand in that. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, thank God I didn't give y'all a bag of devouring instead.
I gave my party one of those. It was great until they used it to feed my big bad guys to it.
Right? You're like, wait, this is supposed to be funny. Wait, no. They kept it.
No.
We're supposed to get rid of that shit. Damn it.
Well, it has a 10% chance of eating whoever's holding it, so they didn't want to use it too often.
All right, so what's the plan?
We're heading down to the caves, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're gonna leave our buried treasure because it's only worth like 350 gold.
Yeah, we got one statue.
Wait, no. Dig up the treasure. We could at least take the gold and the platinum if there was any.
There wasn't
No, I
any. It
got
was
all
just
that
got
off
silver
the
and copper.
Yeah, there was a bunch of silver and the copper.
Silver,
And all
copper, and then
equal
a bunch
350.
So did we take the jewels?
And we'll leave it buried. We'll come back here when we're level 20 and get it.
Oh my god.
Y'all have like thousands of gold ready to be gone. But hey, what's some more?
Man, plate mail's fucking expensive, okay?
You did find, once again, inside one of those chests, there was a small mahogany box that had 2 potions in it and another vial that had some kind of potion-like or liquid in it.
Oh,
Which
is that still
was-
buried?
Yep, that was part of the. Unless y'all put that.
No.
No, that we
No.
I took 2 of those potions and I gave one of them to someone else.
I think I had the other one and I took it. Because one of them was a potion of healing.
Yeah, and then the other one was
Yeah.
the potion of etherealness that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So I did tell you what they were.
Yep.
Yeah, 2. There was
Yeah.
2 potions of healing and then an oil of etherealness was
Yep.
in the other vial. I wasn't sure if I told you that or not.
Yeah.
Y'all did have one large red potion bottle that you got from this room.
Yeah,
The
it's in Tara's
cultist
bag. She
quarters.
doesn't know that it's red.
It's
Some kind of liquid.
just a bottle.
Oh, yeah, that's my double counting of your bag. Big
Okay.
red potion.
All right, if y'all are going in there, I'll group up so I can copy paste.
Okay.
And our
Please.
soldiers.
Yeah, I'm grouped up with the soldiers,
I appreciate it.
or I'm supposed to be.
What? We're
Nothing,
all
get
Still
here.
got old still.
Get in Voltron formation.
Power Rangers. We all got to do the hand motions.
All right, dibs on right arm.
Oh, I'm totally the cod piece.
Oh, there was ever a cod piece one, was there?
Yeah, that was the black one.
Of course.
Good.
How did I not notice?
Nothing from you,
Right.
Ruckus? Nothing?
Just the one that transforms into like a copy. What? You're the junk protector? That's terrible.
Wait, no, I'm
That's the
looking
most
at...
important part, though. Like, you gotta protect that junk, otherwise Rita Repulsa is gonna kick you out.
Okay, I'm looking it up. That's definitely not the case. Thank God. That would have been so bad.
The black one's like one of the
left
legs.
legs. Yeah. or
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's the elephant shield left arm.
No,
Pretty
but
badass.
when they form the Super Megazord or whatever it is, the dinosaur does form a, like the one long neck part does form a nice
Oh,
old
no.
piece there.
Oh no.
All right, not to derail this awesome conversation, but you make your way down the stairs with your lizard folk companions following behind, and you find much the same small little cave here. You see some mist leaking out above this water passage here. You know that to the southeast is where you went before to fight the two bullywugs and the swarms of centipedes. And you know that the mist trails off and heads to the northwest, where you know the portal to be.
I want to go this way.
Wait, where are we? Because I'm at the stairwell.
Same.
Move y'all before. Damn it! How do I get y'all?
You have to actually drag
I'm here.
the icon on the top banner there over
But I want
to
that
the.
not be a thing anymore. I want that to go away.
Yeah, you drag it on top of the actual thing that says party banner. Yeah.
Okay.
That's how it goes.
All right. Okay.
There we go.
Y'all should all be on the same
Rejoining party.
Now that splitting the party is done.
I see Max's name in the upper left-hand corner of my vision.
For consistency, I'm going to go ahead and light another torch.
Yeah, good call.
Since I already have the light
I
effect
imagine the
on me.
lizard folk will follow us up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just for flavor, my eyes are a ridiculous, like, topaz orange in the dark. So enjoy that.
Just for flavor, my
There-
eyes
there's
are milky
nothing-
white always.
So there's nothing in this little quarter. Good. I thought that was something. Turns out that's nothing. How about farther down this way? Oh, hey. Turns out that's also nothing. All right.
Yep. As Ignalia makes her way down, she sees the slippery
Mm.
where Stone's cold.
I want.
I grab a snack.
I want. Grab a snack. I want to. Oh. Hi guys.
Nothing.
You know what? Nothing to see here.
I don't
Not
think I
bothered
envision having,
nobody.
like, I know my character's blind, but like, I don't think my character model has any vision, and I should have modified.
I had to recreate your token last session, if you remember.
Oh,
Quick.
that's right.
Continue to
Okay.
Zerg rush the map.
I'll hold
Yeah.
still.
Well, we're gonna wait right here.
That's a good place for y'all to stop and start paying
Yeah.
attention again.
Yeah.
I gotta find everyone. Oh, hey, there you are. Like
Where's-
man's vision.
Where's Steve?
He's lost in the cave forever.
Shit.
Bye, Steve. We tried.
Oh,
Hi, Steve.
We hear girl screaming from down the cave.
oh God!
Can I give myself vision?
You should have vision now. Very little, but some.
Stay with me, I have a torch. Oh, right. That's not gonna help you any.
That's gonna help any. Alright, so as you make your way forward, you recognize you're coming into the very large cabin from before that had all the water in it.
I motioned back to the lizard folk. They're the bullywug lizards were residing in this cave. Take caution. We're going to clear their presence from it.
With that, they nod and they kind of ready their spears and begin looking around as you all move forward.
I want to ready a hand axe and keep the antagonist sheathed.
Okay.
And keep a shield up and move quietly in an attempt to ambush these frogs.
Ambush.
I want to just remind everyone the battle's already won. You accept surrenders if they offer.
I doubt these beasts are going to be capable of surrender. We shall see.
The chance is all that we have to give them. Nothing more.
Agreed.
I have to think of a clever new name for my sword now. Gonna unsheathe the great sword and just kind of smile a little bit.
That's sinister. Without just big grin. I nod to everybody and then tap Tara on the shoulder. You ready?
Oh, you can't actually see me nod. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Motherfucker sitting at his computer nodding like, yeah, let's go.
Yep. No, we're good. Yeah, so I'll slowly move down the stairs into the cave.
Okay, once again, as you move in, you hear just next to nothing, just the silent dripping of water around you. Very hard, even with the light given by Stone Skull, to see anywhere into the distance.
I'm gonna start. I have
Do I feel any
a
presence?
torch as well.
Nope.
I'll start moving south along the wall.
I have
Okay.
seriously put light on Tara's nose, though.
Okay, what is that, 20?
I will double check.
I think it's bright,
20
and then it dim after that for like 10 feet or something.
for 20 and 20.
Okay. Yeah, that should be good then.
It's more so that, like, we don't lose track of her.
Keep her illuminated in the cave.
You can call me
Move down
Rudolph.
here,
I mean, it's not bothering you any.
as you move into this area, you see what appears to be what you've come to expect to be bedding for bullywugs, resting at the edge of this pond. As you look down at the pond itself, you're almost alarmed to see what appear to be giant tadpoles swimming around inside of it.
Snow Skull jumped up to the front. I'm sorry, did you say something to murder?
What was it
I
that needed
imagine
to die?
These are
Murdering the innocent, you say. Children,
young
you say.
bullywugs.
Do what now?
I said I imagine this is like a spawning pool for bullywugs.
Well, you're kind of getting that idea. It seems not necessarily for bullywugs, but maybe those giant frogs that they carried around with them.
Ah. So, kind of noticing what it is, like, there's no threat here, nor anything really of note. We'll let Snapjaw, I'll let him be aware. Blood God cares not.
What's the Blood God's alignment again?
Just out of curiosity.
Good. That's
In
what
neutral,
making sure.
fuck all. Yeah, we never actually went out onto this. We definitely want to go out onto the edge of this peninsula here and
Everybody give me perception checks. as we move forward.
Hey,
check it.
I watched my shit rubber band back, and I'm like, what? I moved it. Oh, I get it.
Mm,
Mm,
more food.
narrowly avoiding the ones.
Wait 1 second. I need to add a roper to this engagement.
We could
Goodbye.
we could take a roper now. I think maybe.
Why do you say things like this?
Why
I'm
do
just-
you
I'm
just
just
taunt
saying.
him? Why do you taunt him?
Objectively, I think we could win.
You could take a roper. Yeah, sure. I agree with you. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw 2 in
No,
here real
no.
quick.
All right, now what's the treasure table say for roper?
It's actually
Yeah,
pretty
what's
damn
this
good.
worth?
That's where you get like
Yeah,
the
'cause
skill story. All right.
Mhm.
So Stone Skull and Max, as you're looking around, once again, Ignalia is up to the front, and as she moves forward, you're all able to clearly see in the distance a giant frog sitting on the edge of a small little island in the middle of this watery area. And as you move forward, it raises one of its padded feet and slaps it into the water, making a kind of echoing sound across this entire cavern. It lets out a loud, bellowing croak that once again echoes off the walls all around you. And for a few moments, it seems like nothing happened. And then you start hearing splashing and what sounds like muffled croaks coming from somewhere within the cavern.
All right, what are
Um,
we doing? Are we?
I wanna move up and try and. Oh wait, or Stone Skull. Do you think you could try and calm these beasts?
But
I know, I know. But we gotta. We'll hopefully roll low. I gotta do my thing. We gotta try. I have to
Alright.
try.
How big are these frogs? Just for
They're
relative
like
sake.
they're almost up to your chest in height.
Uh,
5.5 feet long.
I am drawing my sword and readying for one of them if they jump. That's big enough.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
hearing all the crows, Terra's gonna ready in action too.
I'm gonna move up here. I'm gonna hold the sword, but hold it down at my side, and speak to them and say, "We come in peace," and then glance down at my sword and kind of hide it behind my back.
Okay, give me an animal handling check at disadvantage.
Can I use my inspiration to cancel that and roll it normally?
Sure.
Oh man, come
Oh
on.
damn! Oh damn!
So as you're looking forward, the creature doesn't seem to be aggressive towards you, but it seems to be very watchful of you. And it reaches up its padded foot and slaps the water. Once again, you hear a cacophonous, splashing sound echoing off the walls, and it croaks in your direction. The splashing off in the distance seems to be getting louder by the second.
I would like to walk up to the side and mimic the frog and take my massive hand and splash it down on top of the water.
And as you do so, you slap your hand against the water. Water kind of splashes up in the air and into your face a bit. As it drips down, your vision starting to clear from the water. You see 3 more poking their heads out of the water just in front of you.
I don't think they're gonna listen to us.
Yeah, I set the torch down on the ground and draw my sword.
And
Yep.
everybody roll for initiative.
Doing the same.
Do we
Here
get
we
to
go.
take our ready actions?
You will all have a round of surprise.
Yeah. Those nat 20s. I wish I was in that group.
Yeah, you go hang out with Ignalia down there.
Hey. Things are gonna die when I attack them, okay?
Listen, Murderbot. You wait down there with Ignalia.
Dude, flesh, tasty.
I mean, I tried, guys. They just wanted to die more than they wanted to listen.
Hey, as soon as the DM says initiative, my conscience is clear.
I mean, I even
You know when he
Done.
didn't say initiative?
Yeah,
All
that's
those
what I
slaves
felt
that
bad.
were sleeping.
Hey, listen, why do we gotta
I-
keep bringing this up?
Yep.
Listen now, I already had to pray to a god about that, okay?
Right?
Willie, speaking of, we're up to 3 of these. By the way,
We're up to what now?
flame breath.
Ooh, are we?
You're
Yeah,
6
level.
levels.
Look at that. Don't mind if I do.
Before these are all fucking murdered and around. All right, so as these creatures begin surfacing out of the water in front of you, clearly looking to surround and attack you, Max, you are the first to react.
I am going to step in front. And so it's 135, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I could catch all of them, right?
it would be
15
1,
feet.
2. It would be 1, 2, 3 if you're going up in that direction.
No,
If
going
it's
this
straight out, then it's 1, 3, 5. So it would go to this back line here. Here. Like that. Yeah, like that. That's your back line. So these 3 in the back, and then this one would get hit. But if you're aiming diagonally this way, you'll get the first square here, then the next 2. So that one, and then the one up here. And then it goes 3, 3 back there. So you'd catch about the same amount of... Well, you'd catch more with that angle than you would from the side.
Well, I want to hit this mob, so
Yep.
I'm gonna
Yeah, I mean,
throw
you'll
it in
hit
that
these-
direction.
Yeah, you'll hit these 5 here, so
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
do it.
Really?
That is
Man.
Really?
unfortunate.
That is
That
a
is-
very unfortunate roll.
Mm.
Alright, let's see.
Well,
Things live for me to kill them.
3, 4, 5. Well, 2 nat 1s inside the deck save, so
How deep is the water ahead?
I don't know. You didn't ask.
I was about to. Wait your turn, Stone Skull.
It's not shallow. We'll say that much.
yeah, and then I'm going to step back and do a low, like, kind of guttural whistle, and touch Stone Skull and give him a point of inspiration.
Hmm.
All right. So as Max takes a step forward, he sucks in a deep breath, and as he does so, fire begins to gurgle from his mouth as he feels it being slightly more powerful, even though it didn't really show with the attack. And he lets out this gout of flame that flies forward, catching 4 out of the 5 full on of the giant frogs in front of him, and the one in the back only taking less than or half damage. And then he whistles over at Stone Skull, giving him a point of inspiration. Terra.
20-foot cube should be a 4x4, right?
Yep.
Yes.
So for these big squares or for the small ones? Like
For
this?
the small squares.
Okay, so like my pink one.
Except double the size.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so like that pink one, right?
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Terra is going to turn towards Stone Skull and mutter a couple of words and wave a hand in his direction. And as she does, a bunch of dirt's going to kind of fly out and just smack him in the face, really. It's like she can't see to direct it, so it's just going to hit him in the face and fall around him. And she is casting Stone's Aegis.
Oh, what is this?
On him.
Ooh!
Wrong one. Sorry.
That's the wrong one.
You might feel like you're under attack, really.
That is my bonus action. And then she's going to turn towards the group of frogs that the flame just attacked and cast Erupting Earth.
Holy.
Oh,
Stone Age is baller. Holy shit.
holy
Yeah.
shit.
That's
Like-
his capstone. It gets better when he levels.
All right, erupting
Man.
earth.
So they all need to make dex saving throws. Any ones that fail
There.
will
where
take
you-
20 damage. Any ones that pass will take half.
All right, put that box exactly where you want it.
I think I'm gonna move my character over there just so I can see.
Okay.
I'm trying to make it realistic and hitting ones that are actually by land, so we're gonna put it right there and catch those 6.
Okay. Dex save throw. What's your DC?
14.
Well, regardless, these 4 are gonna die.
Hmm.
They have 10 HP.
Got 8. Ugh.
All right, so the other 2 are gonna make dex saves. 3 and a 17.
The 17 passes.
All right, so,
3 will take 20, 17 will take 10.
so this one will also die, and this one will take a big chunk. All right. Anything else?
That will end my turn.
All right. So as Tara takes a step forward, she looks over in Stone Skull's general direction, kind of following the whistle coming from Max, and she waves her hands through the air, and swirls of the rock down beneath it, Stone Skull's feet begin to swirl around him, almost buffering Max as he kind of steps back in all of this, gaining protection upon Stone Skull. And then she points her hand and kind of raises her warhammer and slams it into the ground. As she does so, the earth and water flies through the air as the earth erupts around these creatures, killing 5 of them and heavily damaging the other one. Steve.
Tara became a badass all of a sudden.
Alright, move here, the 15. Where they hit these 3?
Yeah, you can hit those front 3.
I will also unleash a god of. Ugh.
Man, you both had really crappy rolls.
Wow, also dumpy rolls.
All right, 3 dex saves coming right up. 5, 19, and 8. All right, anything else?
Also, the back. Let Murderbot this thing.
Let me step out of the way here.
Yeah, let me just let him do his thing. Yeah, so as you run forward, another gout of flame illuminates this whole section of the cave. You're clearly able to, all of you are clearly able to see 6 more frogs down here to your west. As the flame covers these 3 creatures in the front, 2 of them are not even close to being able to dive under the water fast enough, but the third one is able to shake off most of the brunt of the damage. Let me go all the way down to Stone Skull.
I'm moving forward so I can see. Is that platform I can stand on? Are any of these over there? Like that area there?
They're like rock walls, so you can't really stand
Okay.
on them. Down below them, there's a little bit of land that's just barely underwater.
Mhm.
Give me your perception check as you're looking over the edge and kind of
Okay.
your environment. I'll let you look around as a free action.
Okay.
Okay. As you're looking down the water, it's kind of hard to see, but with the illumination, you see that the water is not shallow. It looks like it's at least 10 feet deep as it goes off the edge.
Okay. See, I can't really do anything right now. I mean, I could try to leap to the other side, but I don't know. I don't know if I should I try it?
If
Try
you're
to leap
confident
across?
about it.
I mean, that's 30 foot of movement, but is the leap double movement to get there? Havoc.
Do what now? Sorry.
A jump, like a long jump, is that double your movement per square?
I think it's up to your movement. You can just jump over stuff.
That's what I'd like to try to jump like right over here.
Yeah, you'll be able to do that.
Okay. So I jump over here, and as I land here, I'm going to rage, and then I'm going to start hitting things. First, the one to the north. One sec. So, oh my, a 10?
He's a leaping barbarian.
Apparently so.
That's with inspiration.
With inspiration. Yeah, sure. With
Sorry,
inspiration.
I had something in my throat.
What?
Yeah, so a 15's gonna hit.
Okay. So then the damage. So 16 slashing on the one to the north.
Okay, it's
And
barely standing.
it's barely standing. Oh, that's got to end right now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dealing another 15.
Yep, you slash it in half.
Yeah, and I'm going to stand here and kind of taunt all of them to come to me. Kind of wave this sword in their direction, trying to get their attention. And that's my turn.
All right, so Stone Skull just leaps through the air, screaming out in rage as he does so. He lands with a heavy thud on the other side of this water separating the two islands and just starts going ham, slashing this one frog twice, killing it almost instantly. And Ignalia.
Sheesh.
Well, I don't feel the sudden need to use spell slots anymore.
My bad.
I'm just gonna move up here and take a firebolt at this guy.
All nonchalant, like, well, you guys seem to have it.
I mean,
That's fine here.
This is basically just pot shots. 17.
It's
Max damage.
Wow.
I fucking roast him alive.
Yeah.
Hey,
Firebolt
hit it with a
hits him.
Hadouken.
It's almost like a delayed effect as the firebolt hits him and then immediately catches the entire body on fire as this thing lets out a squeal of pain, sinking into the water, dead.
I shudder a little bit.
Just gonna focus on it, like, I'm gonna take that. Not in the throes of combat. Man, that's awesome.
All right. Anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Back to the top of the turn order, Max.
Let's see. Seeing Stone Skull jump in the mix here, I'm going to cast Fairy Fire.
Oh.
Where are
Let
you
me cast it here. Like, I want it to encompass like this group. So just these four right there. It's a 20-foot cube.
Something
Not
like
very
that.
good at drawing in this.
Yeah.
It's only 20 feet. So just so it hits the four to the north. So yeah, 20 feet across.
To the west, you mean?
Yeah, sorry, here. I'll show you. Like,
I think he's thinking
like this.
20 foot. Yeah, like that.
There you go.
Okay. Alrighty, so they will need to make a
16. DC
Dex.
16.
more dex saves. All right, 4 dex saves. 11, 3, 21 with the nat 20 and a 3.
Ooh.
Wow.
So this guy's gonna save, but everyone else is gonna light up in a what color light?
Bright gold aura.
All right, so all these guys just lighten up like Christmas trees. Suddenly they are super easy to see, especially by Stone Skull, who's right next to him.
It'd be a shame if you had advantage on all those guys, huh?
Yeah, he's
Mhm.
I mean,
gonna have
shame for
advantage on
them.
all those. All right, anything else?
No, we're good.
All
My
right.
turn.
So this light begins to shimmer over, almost like golden snow is raining from the sky for a very brief moment. One of these frogs is able to dive out of the way of it, but the other three are coated in it, and their bodies begin to illuminate in this golden light. Terra.
That shit's dark in here. That's gonna be real unfortunate for all of them.
I think this time we're just gonna throw an earth bolt at the closest one here for 13 piercing.
All right.
Ooh.
So as you fire out the earth bolt, it pierces right into the face of this creature, and it slumps down into the water, not moving. Anything else?
No, that's gonna end my turn.
All right, Steve.
All right. Pull out a bow that I acquired. Tim.
Okay. Uh, 14 hits. Or actually, 19 hits.
That's right, advantage.
So, yeah, as you fire off this longbow, the bolt fires true as one of these creatures is super easy for you to see, and you plant a arrow right into its throat. It kind of tries to let out a croak, but just blood filters out of its mouth as it slumps into the water, much like its brethren. Not
Did I
moving.
won't roll this back if it died.
Yeah, no, these things are not tough. They're pretty easy. So, all right. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
All right. Is anything alive take a turn? This guy is cool.
Neat.
5, 10, 15, 20. He's going to jump down towards Ignalia, and he's going
Bring
to
it.
attempt to bite you. That's a 21 hit.
Yes, it
Ooh.
does.
Give me a... Yeah. Give me a strength check.
Strength
Oh, wait,
check.
sorry. Just kidding.
Oh.
Just kidding. You're auto-grappled. So as this creature comes down and hits you, you take 3 points of bludgeoning damage as it bites onto your leg, and it will not let go. You are now grappled by this creature.
Sucks to be him.
This is gonna get real unfortunate for you,
All
frog
right.
boy.
5 to 15. This one jumps out of the water, lands right in front of Terra, and also attempts to bite. Oh, natural 20.
Man, they're going the
Ugh.
wrong way. I'm
Ugh.
over here, guys.
So this one also bites onto Terra's calf and leg, dealing a 9 piercing damage. What bludgeoning is piercing damage? As it does so, and now Terra is also grappled. Is this one live? No. Stone Skull.
Okay, still raging. Going
Bless
to,
your face.
yep, start blendering things. I'm gonna attack the one to my side here for an 18, for 14 damage. Is it still alive?
Nope.
Okay, with that, going to step over
Just dive
and
into the water.
just go right for this one here.
Jesus, yeah.
For another 14.
Mm.
It's still standing. That one hadn't been touched.
Then I'm just gonna go ahead and action surge and attack this
Mhm.
again.
Yeah.
Get it.
Oh,
Jesus. Yeah. So
You get
as-
advantage.
yeah. Just saying.
Anything else?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna move the rest of my movement, and I'm gonna try to kill this thing that just attacked Terra with my final attack. 26 for another 14.
Mm-hmm. Still standing.
Okay, and that's my turn.
All right. So Stone Skull just
Wow.
under 4,000 now. Just goes in and starts swinging away. bisects the first one he hits, dealing just enough damage to kill it. Jumps over to the second one, and as he brings it down, the first slash digs a heavy burrow into its side. The second one he brings down almost just nonchalantly and actually smashes the flat end of its blade right across the head, cracking this thing's skull. And once again, he jumps across the river and slashes while he's midway through the air, leaving a long cut up the side of this creature. It looks like it's barely standing. Ignalia.
Plunder 4000, now with ops.
What is it? An action to attempt a grapple escape?
Yes. You can still attack while you're grappled, though. You just have no movement.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, I will just draw my blade and try to skewer it.
Okay.
Does a 22 hit? Or a 23?
Yeah.
Alright. A modest 7. Wow. Low damage.
Very low damage. All right. Yeah, you hit it.
Alright. And I will just lay on my hands myself for 3 points of damage.
Okay. So Ignalia brings her sword around. It just leaking fire through the air as it slashed across this creature. The creature lets out a yell of pain, but it's still very much alive.
Max, it's slimy. Max, get it off me.
It's gross. Max, your turn.
I am going to step up and, with my blade, try and forcibly remove. I'm not trying to remove it. I'm trying to beat it to death so it just lets go. Let's be real.
Yeah.
And again.
Yeah.
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 12. Well, that's odd. 12.
Yeah. So as you bring the sword around the first time, you slash against its head, right across the back of its neck. The nape in the neck as you're trying to dislodge this thing. After the first strike, it's still holding tight onto Ignalia, almost ignoring your attack. So you bring the sword around again and hit it exactly where you had hit the first time. And as you do so, you take off the head of this creature. Still grappled onto Ignalia's leg, though.
What's left of it?
Yeah, what's left of the head is still... anything else?
No, that'll be it.
All right, Tara. There's one left, and it's biting on you.
Oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, roll damage. And tell me how you finished off the last one.
It's biting on my leg right now. I'm just going to hold my maul up with two hands kind of above its head, like 3 feet, and just drop it on top of it.
Yeah, and you just shatter this thing's skull as it slams into the ground, sloshing water all around it as you lift the maul off of it, and it is super dead. All right. So all the creatures have perished, and you hear once again just the drip drop of the cave around you of water falling. But
I'm going to turn around to Max. Where'd the lizard folk go? I thought they were going to help us with that.
What, did we need help?
I'm going to kind of shrug. No, but
its
that's not
guts
the
are all
point.
over my leg.
Well, they just earned free dinner then.
So as you're seeing that, you see the lizard folk are behind you, and we're totally not forgotten by the DM or anything. They were just watching your back.
Yeah, it's good.
In there.
They did a great job. We weren't attacked from behind. What we didn't know is they actually fought off their own swarm of frogs that were coming from behind.
An actual dragon is dead behind you. They single-handedly took it down by themselves.
In the same amount of time it took us to kill a bunch of frogs.
Yeah, these actually guys are actual
Havoc.
badasses.
Yeah,
Can I
so
sense
can I play
anything?
one of them?
That's what, in this black area over here, do I sense land?
Yeah, It's off a distance, but just at the edge of your feelers, you're able to sense there's another rise out of the water.
I'm going to turn to the group. Y'all feel like going for a swim?
The lady in heavy armor says no.
Do you want me to throw you across?
Stone Skull, put her on your shoulders.
I do not want to get wet.
Grabbing Tara and lifting her up, placing her on his shoulders as he kind of braces himself and then makes a leap across with Tara on top.
Yeah, you're able to.
As I'm up here, I'm going to sarcastically mimic every child I've ever heard. I can see everything from up here.
Except it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
I can't see anything up here.
Yeah, you're able to move around, just sloshing through about a foot of water or so, as long as you stay close to that rock basin nearby.
Mm-hmm. I'm just going to continue making our way around, looking for anything I'm not seeing.
Just for the expediency of time, you're able to make your way around. You don't find any more creatures. You find another small area where it seems like these creatures may have been housed. As you look around, you don't see a whole lot in this area, except for bones. You see bones of what appear to be larger animals that these frogs were feeding on. The most disturbing of all these bones are 3 sets of iron shackles anchored to the stone with human, elf, dwarf, and halfling bones laying at the shackles' feet.
That's brutal.
Assuming that Tara doesn't see it, I'm going to walk over in that direction. Where's it at? Just over here somewhere.
Sure.
Okay. And kind of take a look at the bones. You said it was elf, human, dwarf, and what?
Halfling.
Halfling. And kind of take a look and look back at Tara and say, I suspect we probably wouldn't be welcomed here.
What do you mean?
It's better if I don't tell you. And kind of
I like that option.
start walking away. Nothing else here?
Nope.
Okay. Hey, we explored an island in the back, guys.
This
Gonna-
is Island Stone Skull.
Officially Island Stone Skull. We're gonna make our way back then.
Yeah, just gonna put my expediency. I'm over there.
So as Stone Skull and Tara, riding upon his shoulder, come back, they tell tale of what appeared to be a feeding ground or something, probably that housed all of these giant frogs. That's probably where they came from when you heard all of this splashing earlier. But as you look around, you don't really see anything else in the area.
Sentry frog.
Good riddance.
I want to start making my way back up to the chamber to the north. To where the magic circle is. I'll pick my torch back up too. That only took a second.
Don't you mean to say where the magic happens?
Mm-hmm. That's wherever I am now.
No, it's just a circle.
Wait.
Max, give me a
Nope.
dex save, please.
Hey, that's a thing.
I was after a long rest though. Is it still there?
Yeah, give me a dex save.
A permanent trap I set? Yeah.
So as you walk forward, you completely forget that Tara had set a trap in this passageway, and you take a step out, feeling nothing between your feet. You're able to quickly lift up with your other foot and tumble over this 5-foot wide hole in the ground with a single spike laying at the bottom of it. You land safely on the other side. You do look slightly foolish, though.
Right, just kind of stand up. and I want to turn around slowly so Tara's vision can tell my feet are pointed towards her. Like, really? Can't clean up
What are
after
you,
yourself?
I'm just gonna look back at him. Really? Are you blind?
I'm gonna kind of like retort, like open my mouth, like I'm gonna say something, and just kind of shut my mouth and turn around and continue walking forward.
I'm gonna hop over the trap and follow Max.
Mm-hmm.
You don't realize the glee that I was sitting there like, is somebody gonna walk over it? Is somebody gonna walk over it? Is somebody gonna walk over it? Ah, yeah, we have a winner!
Yay! Somebody's an idiot. Damn it.
All
What's
right,
this
so-
X doing here?
I knew exactly what it was because I was like, nobody's gonna fall for that trap. Like none of the bad guys are. Well, I found someone. So as you all move into this area, you see once again this circle of glyphs inlaid in the floor. You do see one side on the far western side, or one part of it to the western side of it, has been melded together to be just flat. Seems like the glyphs were broken in this spot.
So we should probably repair those.
Agreed.
Tara, if you would mind doing the honors.
I mean, do you know what it's supposed to look like? Tara, put it back.
I mean, I believe we just like broke the circle in a really small place. It should just be reconnecting that side of the circle.
All right,
Yeah.
then I will reconnect that side of the circle. Thought we broke a bunch of glyphs. And you were asking me to put glyphs back that I've never
No,
seen.
no.
That you've never seen.
No, you just, it's just a circle. You just literally draw draw a line through it. Boop, broken. No mas.
All right. Yeah, you're able to pretty much replicate what was the circle that you broke apart before. You're fairly confident that it's about the same as it was before.
Obviously everybody here has seen Bill and Ted. What
Yes.
we're about to go through is the equivalent of them using a hanger on the top of the fucking telephone booth.
Mhm.
It may or may not work properly. We're just gonna give it a shot.
Right. I'm just gonna try.
So what happens next? Do we stand in a circle and hold hands?
Are we leaving right now, or are we
Oh, we're
just
leaving.
investigating? Did we grab all the shit that we wanted from this?
We've left the chest, and that's pretty much it. Unless we didn't find anything else, and then that's on us for poor searching, but we'll find it when we come back and we're level 20.
Very, very determined, aren't you?
Yeah.
This
All
is
right.
our castle. I don't
I'm
care
gonna-
what that dragon says.
I'm gonna go stand in the circle.
I'm going to stand
Totally bad.
between Steve and Ignalia, because Ignalia should know something about this, and Steve, not Steve, Stone Skull can protect me. Steve can't protect no one.
I don't know how to draw a circle. I'm bad.
Alt key and then create a shape.
All right, that's good enough. Y'all should be able to all fit in that. So as you all make your way into the circle, you see yourselves all completely surrounded by these glyphs, and nothing happens.
Hold on, I wrote it down somewhere. Where is it?
I've got it too. Well, I don't know. There it is. Rezmir, Draezir. So as we stand in this, I just we don't know what lies on the other side of the circle, so be prepared for anything. As I kind of look around, I speak the word Draezir.
1 second.
We did.
Game over. The one thing you weren't supposed to do.
Oh, you summoned Tiamat. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Willie, give me a D20.
D20.
This is because we broke the circle, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Damn it.
Okay.
Oh no.
Very average.
Right
We're
in,
safe.
right in the middle, right? I think. Alright.
By Havoc's logic, that's pretty safe.
I will say you didn't want an extreme. That's for damn sure. So as you,
Well, by that standard, it's perfect.
as you utter out the word Rezmir, that you knew to be the passphrase for this, you see the lights or the glyphs around you begin to glow with a white light, and as you stand there looking around you, the light grows brighter and brighter and brighter. And even though it was only a few seconds, it feels like an eternity as this light surrounds you, and then you feel a pull going through you, and then you vanish out of existence.
Yeah, we're dead. Okay.
We did.
Does this have full lighting or not? I don't know. I haven't looked at this map yet. It does. Okay. As you get copied by the DM.
You know how to fix the tokens, right?
What do you mean fix the tokens?
So you could just drag them from the side every time. You don't have to copy and paste them.
Yeah, but the copy and pasting is a little bit faster.
It's like my essence is being copied and put somewhere else.
Calm down, emo paladin.
This is definitely what South Park would do, okay?
So as you feel this energy whirling around you, and then you feel the pull as if you're being moved forcibly, it feels like almost an eternity could have passed, for maybe it was just moments. It's hard to tell, but you feel yourself being pulled, and then you feel your feet land firmly on dirt beneath your feet. And as you look around you, you see a forest with some snow laying on the ground around you. As you look around your feet, you see another circle with very similar glyphs surrounding you from before. And as you look off in the distance, you see what appears to be a large lodge made of wood in front of you. And that is where we're going to end the session for the night.
I was about to say, guys,
No, I
it's
thought
made
it
of
was
wood.
like three. I thought it was like three separate buildings. I thought I was on the wrong map.
So we were in March before, and we hadn't seen any snow, right?
No,
So how far did we just fucking travel?
north, a lot, I
Mhm.
guess.
Way
Yeah, but
north.
he showed us last time. I just don't remember where it was. It was really
Icewind Dale.
All right.
Welcome to Skyrim.
All right.
It looks
gonna
like it says Blando.
gonna end stream and I'll be right back.
I mean,
All right. So.
world is about as north as you can go.
That's gonna do it for our game tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in. Everybody who's been here off and on throughout the night, very much appreciate it. If you didn't already see, tomorrow a brewing storm, which is a 3.5 E campaign. Havoc and a bunch of the guys here in this group also participate in that, so they're going to be doing that and kind of having a little fun getting to stream another game here on our channel, so that'll be fun and interesting. I'm going to look and see who is available. Looks like we're going to go to Covert again. Let's go ahead and raid Covert. Stick around, go over there and say hi to Covert. Great guy. Pretty good streamer. Very much worth taking a look at if you haven't already seen him before. That's going to be it for us tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys again in the very, very near future. Have a good night.